And good evening again, everybody, and welcome live to Pawhuska, Oklahoma, and the Squirtle High Plains Insurance Game of the Week. Tonight, coming to you live from Ormond Beach Stadium in anticipation of one of the most excitable Class A playoff matchups we've seen in a long, long time. Number 1, 12-0 Pawhuska, and number 2 and 14th ranked Cashion to collide for a ticket to next week's Class A state championship game. Hi again, everyone. I'm Todd Miller along with Michael Swisher and Nima Nabavi. We're glad to have you along for our telecast here tonight. And, Michael, this is a matchup that I think a lot of people have really been feeling like was going to happen, and certainly it does happen here in the state semifinals.
Well, I can guarantee you both coaching staffs knew it was going to happen before the season ever started. Both teams with the strong finishes last year and solid squads coming back, and knowing that how, the districts were matched up in that bracket. Everybody's been looking forward to this game all season, knowing that these teams are going to meet up in the semifinals, and we were just hoping to get here, and here we are.
There's no doubt about it. Cashion's 14-0 record is a little more impressive than the 12-0 Pawhuska record, but I'm going to defend the Huskies. You know what? The OSSAA draws up districts, so 7 of your 10 regular season games are already decided. It's not their fault that the other teams in the district were down, but to put up the numbers that they put up against anybody is very, very impressive.
Yeah, more specifically, the coaches actually draw up the districts, and the OSSAA approves them. They at the coaches clinic every 2 years, the coaches get together and they draft up what they feel are going to be some fair districts throughout the state. As you can hear the fireworks going off in the background there. We're not under fire up here. But yeah, I mean, you just play the schedule that's in front of you. You got just a couple of games that you get to choose yourself. And it just so happens one of those is a common foe between these two teams. But you've got to play the schedule before you. I hear people say, well, they haven't played anybody. You hear that about certain teams every year. Sometimes you're just good enough to make it look like you haven't played anybody, too.
Cashion is 14-0. They're 5-0 in true road games. In fact, the Wildcats come here to Ormond Beach Stadium tonight, winners of 16 consecutive road contests dating back to the 2017 playoffs when they lost a playoff game at Afton. The Wildcats, as we mentioned, are 14-0. It's the third time in program history that they've been 14-0, joining the 1981 and 2014 teams in that category. Pawhuska, a lot is made about their offense, but their defense is, I think, much improved. When we were here on Squirtle in week number 2 when they played Victory Christian, what turned out to be a 60-47 shootout victory for the Huskies, I know Matt Hennessy was not happy. He sat right here with this very same booth, and he said, look, there are people we are going to see down the line that are good enough to keep the ball out of our offense's hands. We have got to figure out how to get the defense off the field, and I would say they've done that. In 8 of their last 8 games, 6 of those, they've held the opposition to 6 points or fewer, including scoring. They're allowing just 2 or just 1 touchdown combined in playoff victories over Warner and Moreland.
Yeah, and that's the deal. Early on, especially with the offseason that we had, the summer that we had, last spring that we had, Matt Hennessy, entering his 3rd year, still working on some things with this team. He did lose a lot of seniors off of last year's team, even though, if everybody listened to your Coach's Corner with him, he lost a good crew off of a good group of seniors off of last year's team. So, he had to get some new guys in there, get them accustomed to playing at a high level, and they've adjusted as the year's gone on. And, like you said, a lot of these games, they're trotting out, a lot of second and third team guys in that second half, and they're still putting up these impressive numbers.
The common opponents for Cashion and Pawhuska, Rejoice Christian. Cashion won at Rejoice 47-14 in week 1. Rejoice Christian in midseason fell at home to Pawhuska 68-35. Both teams played Perry. Cashion at home with a 49-13 week 2 victory, and then Pawhuska knocking off Perry in their season opener on the road 64-7. The head coaches tonight are Lynn Shackelford. He has been in Cashion since 2006. He's won 163 games and lost 31. 3 times, including last year, he has been a state runner-up. Shackelford and company hoping to erase the disappointment of 2019. Talk about a terrific job. Matt Hennessy has done a remarkable job. Now, he'll be the first to admit he's had good players and he's got great community support here in Osage County. But in his 3rd year here at Pawhuska, he's 29-7. Of those 7 losses, 5 came in his first season of the job when he went 6-5. Last year, the Huskies fell in the quarterfinals, but capped a brilliant 11-2 record. Keep in mind that before Hennessy's arrival here, Pawhuska went 0-10 4 seasons ago and 4-25 in the combined 3 seasons prior to Matt Hennessy's arrival here at Pawhuska. He's had help, he's had good players, but he's done a remarkable job.
Yeah, and he said so himself to you. You know, before he's going to take a job, he's going to look what's coming down the pipeline. He knew the pipeline was full here at Pawhuska, and you know, that's one of the first things that he looks at. You know, he did a solid job. You know, at Muskogee, he was in you know, before 6A split. He's at Muskogee and had the Roughers in contention for a year or two, especially in 2006 when they made it to the semifinals, beat Union in the first round of the playoffs, and made it to the semifinals before losing the Jinx that year. We know what he did at Locust Grove and the numbers and the turnaround that he did at Locust Grove while there, and now he's following suit here at Pawhuska, where I dare say this is the biggest game ever played on this field.
All right, Pawhuska has won. They say we want the football, so we'll see the highest scoring offense in state football history at 753 points. Out of the field first against an immovable force in Cashion's defense that is allowing less than 10 points per ball game.
Yeah, and it's going to be interesting. This is the most, not just the most high-powered offense, but the best passing attack Cashion has seen this year. How will they attack that? How will they adjust? As Coach Lynn Shackelford said, both teams are going to move the ball. Some bad things are going to happen as we're underway. How will they adjust?
Christensen kicks it to the near side. It's going to be returned by Gilkey. He's across the 30-yard line and then stopped in his tracks there. So Mason Gilkey on the return gives Pawhuska's offense 1st and 10 in good starting field position.
And Gilkey, without a doubt, one of the players to watch for the Huskies. The fastest player on the field. If you watched our pre-game show and our pre-game show, they talked a lot about him. So keep an eye on 81, as they're definitely going to try to get him behind that Cashion defense.
Here we go. Bryce Drummond, number 9, the senior quarterback and the commit to the University of North Texas in Denton, out of the field first. He'll go with a 3-by-2 formation, 3 receivers left, 2 to the near side. Empty set. They swing it out left. Ball is caught by Cody Starr, and Starr gets a little bit of running room. He's across the 35, and they're going to put him out of bounds near the 36-yard line. Decent gain of 5 on the first snap of play.
And Kyler George, you saw him right there, this near side defensive end for the Wildcats. Almost got his paws on that one.
34th reception for Starr. He's over 450 yards passing. 2nd and 5. Drummond a dart over the middle. The ball's knocked down. Incomplete. And what a great defensive play turned in that time by the safety, Brexton Green.
And you're going to call his name a lot tonight. Todd Brexton Green on offense and defense. Made a great break on the ball there. As Drummond had good protection, was able to set his feet and throw, but Green made a great jump on the ball.
41 degrees at game time. It feels like 35. Winds out of the west blowing from across the field into our faces. Out of the west at about 9 miles per hour. On 3rd down, a conversion as they go to guess who? Gilkey. He runs a little slant and is down to the 48-yard line of Cashion.
And able to get some yards after the catch there. A quick throw. Easy catch, and Gilkey not only gets the first down, but gets it across midfield.
Pawhuska, Swish, is 79% on 3rd down tries this year, and they operate against a Cashion defense that has allowed less than 33% conversion rate. Drummond throws out right. Ball is caught. That's A.J. Solano. And Solano, who doesn't have a lot of catches, gets about 4 as he's going to get to the 46 to bring up 2nd down.
Good pursuit by the Wildcats as they close quickly on that one. And again, this is an offense. Cashion really hasn't gone up an offense that moves this quickly. And we haven't even seen Pawhuska even attempt to run the ball. We won't see a lot of it. It'll be Drummond if they do.
Drummond on 2nd down and long, drops to his own 46, looks left, throws right, ball caught. It's a screen pass and running room, and inside the 40 goes the ball carrier down to the 39-yard line.
And that was one of the first times tonight we've seen him face a little bit of pressure, and something that Coach Hennessy talked about with you. He is able to go through his reads there and went to his dump-off man and got another first down.
Bryce Drummond, folks may not know this, was the largest kid of the team before Hennessy got here. He was an offensive lineman and a middle linebacker. Matt told me earlier in the week, he said, Bryce would still be an outstanding linebacker if he chose to go that way, but of course he's got a bullet arm and a very bright future at North Texas. 1st and 10, Huskies at the 38 of Cashion, the opening possession of the night. There goes Drummond on a quarterback draw, their leading rusher, and he submarines down as he gets to the 31-yard line. And that was just simple Quarterback Reed and Jacob Farrow, one of the leading tacklers for the Wildcats, was there to get in his way.
And that's how you keep the defense honest. Designed draw play right there by Drummond, and we'll see them go to that periodically tonight. Don't run it a lot again, but Drummond, a very effective runner. Drummond
has 86 carries now, and he's over 660 yards rushing. Second down, ball at the 31. They threw it out right. The ball was caught, and that was a terrific throw by Bryce Drummond as he got it to the receiver on the far side and then wrestled him down as the defender was closing.
You see him marching down another first down, and you can prepare for them in practice, which, Cashion no doubt has been, but until you get out there and go against the real thing, it's just completely different. We're seeing the Huskies able to move the ball against Cashion, which very few teams have been able to do this year.
Jack Long is a receiver to the near side, 1 of 3, and an empty set for Bryce Drummond. 1st and 10 Huskies with the game's opening possession at the 26. Quick throw out right. The ball's knocked down, incomplete. And that's Jackson Vandruff, the sophomore, who on the roster is actually listed as number 55, and he wears number 88. Doesn't matter. The dude can play, and he made a big play right there.
That was our pregame audible right there from the hometown crew. Let us know that updated number right there. Thanks to Nima and Chris for that one.
9.5 minutes to go with the first quarter. Todd Miller, Michael Swisher, the crew with you from Orrin Beach Stadium in Pawhuska. No score. Huskies with the game's first drive of the evening. Long in the backfield to the left of Drummond. Now Bryce moves him to his right. Drummond a quick drop of 4 yards. Feels the pressure. Here comes the heat. He gets away from the defender. Now dumps it off, incomplete. He is very, very nimble as Bryce Drummond, and he showed it right there because they came on a delayed blitz and nearly got him to the ground.
And big and strong, listed at 220 pounds. I'm not sure he's quite that big, but still a stout young man, and he tough to bring down as he was able to evade that tackle.
Bryce is the A5 District Player of the Year. He has thrown 95 touchdown passes the last 2 years, including 59 this season. He has worked and elevated his game, but the addition of Mason Fine, the former North Texas quarterback, on the coaching staff has really helped to have his offensive game grow as well. 3rd down and long, back to throw Drummond, rolling left, throws over on the near side. The throw is low, but the catch is made, and that's going to be a first down. And the catch was made by Dalton Hurd, number 4, and he made it right in front of Landon Lagasse, the quarter.
Yeah, it looked like that was thrown at his shoestrings there, but able to go down, blocked from our view here, but able to go down and pick that one up for another first down.
A gain of 8 brings up first down and 10 in the red zone of the Huskies at the 18-yard line with 8:50 to go in the first quarter. Long motions to the far side. Drummond will keep it on a quarterback draw, and he is drugged down by the waist as he gets to the 15-yard line and no further. And the first defender to get there was Justice Broadbent, a senior outside linebacker. At that time, they had a spy on Bryce, and really he had nowhere to go.
That's something you had talked about pregame, Todd, when you and I were talking. Just, what do you do to try to stop somebody like him? You got to have somebody with eyeballs on him all the time, and especially when he wants to get out of that backfield and run, have somebody to slow that down.
2nd and 7 at the 10. Again, Drummond will keep it running right. Needy blocks. Nobody's there except one Kyler George, the senior at end. And now it's going to bring up 3rd down and long. This is 4-down territory more than likely for Pawhuska. This is a team that doesn't even kick extra points. They've attempted over 92-point conversions on the year.
Why get 1 when you can get 2? But again, another designed run there. But Cashion adjusted well, moved down the line, able to stop him for little to no gain.
3rd down and 6. They give him very little gain. Ball still at the 10. It moves from the middle of the field to the right hash. Long in a pistol look with wide receivers left and right. Now they motion him in from right to left. Drummond has time, throws. The ball batted down at the 5-yard line. Bryce Drummond that time was looking, I believe, for Soliano, and it was knocked down again by Broadbent.
Yeah, that was right in Justice Broadbent's numbers right there. Hit him right between the numbers, had a chance for an interception. Just couldn't hang on.
On the season, Pawhuska is 13 of 18 for 72% on 4th down conversions. Let's see what they can do right here against the vaunted Cashion defense, which surrenders less than 10 points a ball game. Jake Long, the 6'3", 205 junior, is in the backfield. They'll motion Gilkey to the far side. Now it's a little jet sweep, and in trouble and drop for a little gain is going to be Jake Long. And the Cashion defense stiffened Swish inside the 10-yard line.
Bend but don't break. And, I think that's something that Coach Shackelford talked about all week with his defense and, of course, the defensive coordinator, Tony Wood. They're going to be able to move the ball. They're just too good to completely stop them. But what we got to do is limit their opportunities once they get in the red zone, and certainly that's what Cashion did right there, gets the stop inside the 10.
All right, now it is Ben Harmon, the outstanding junior quarterback, whose numbers are very comparable to that of Bryce Drummond, and he is just a junior. He'll operate 1st and 10 for the 8-yard line. He motions a man and lines him up slot left. Now a little bit of confusion in terms of getting the offensive lineup set. Caden Harrell, number 9, the big senior, is in there at running back. They hand it to Caden, looking for a block left side, nowhere to go. Maybe got a yard to the 9, and then the orange-cladded Huskies swallow him under.
A lot of players in the box there for the Huskies. As we've seen teams try to do different things against Cashion this year. A lot of teams will load up the box and dare Harmon to throw it, and some teams will try to man up and try to stop some of the wideouts and dare him to run it. Cashion can do both.
And off again goes to Caden Harrell. This time he's stacked up, bounces out right. Not much room, but gets a couple of yards out to near the 11, so it's going to bring up 3rd down and long. And Pawhuska's defense this year on 3rd down has been very, very good, much like Cashion, sub 35% success rate conversion by the opposition.
Good closing speed there. I saw a little bit of a hole open for Harrell, and I thought he was going to be able to spring through it, but no go as Pawhuska closed quickly on that.
3rd and 8, ball at the 11-yard line, or very close to it. Ben Harmon is out of the gun with Harrell offset to the left. Harmon claps the hands, gets the snap, throws near side. Ball is caught, makes a defender miss. On the reception is Mason Manning, and Manning gets enough for a 1st down, and he did that with contact yards after the catch.
Short throw, solid catch, and then just break the tackle, go get the 1st down. Cashion's got multiple players that can do that. It could be Manning, it could be Lagasse, it could be Green, could even be Harrell out at the backfield. Just a ton of weapons at Harmon's disposal.
75th target for the junior Mason Manning, and that is his 50th catch of the year. And he picks up a 1st down, the first 1st down of the night for the Wildcats at the 21 of their own end of the field. Keep in mind they started this drive back inside their own 10 after Cashion's defense turned away the high-flying Husky offense. Harmon will keep it on a quarterback run, sweeps left end. Harmon across the 15 and run down from behind, short. He's across the 25, and he's down to about the 28-yard line. So a good gain is going to set up 2nd down and short.
Yeah, way ahead of the chains there. It looks like they mark it all the way up near the 29 there. So huge gain on 1st down. That really opens up the playbook here on 2nd down for Coach Shackelford.
2nd down and a short 2 with 6 minutes to go here in the 1st quarter. There's no score in this battle, a much anticipated battle between number 1 and number 2, Pawhuska and Cashion here at Ormond Beach Stadium. Inside handoff goes to Harrell running left. They have him corralled as he'll get maybe a yard and a half just beyond the 30-yard line. Swish, it's apparent that they say Caden Harrell's not going to beat us tonight on the ground.
Yeah. Like I said, we've seen teams have different philosophies this year, and that's been one that they've done a bunch. They said, we're not going to let number 9 beat us. You're going to have to do it another way, and that's why we see such huge numbers from Harmon this year, because they have been able to do that.
Harrell did not need much, and he got enough for a 1st down to the 32-yard line. Clock dips under 5.5 to go with the 1st quarter. Wide receiver is Green, motions to the far side. Now they snap it to him. Braxton with running room to the near side. 50, 40, near boundary and out of bounds at the Pawhuska 40-yard line.
What a setup there on that play. It was Green who was in motion, gets the defense going that way. He cuts back this way, gets the reception, and then just goes.
Gets all the way down to the 39-yard line of Pawhuska. So that will be a gain of 30 for Braxton Green, who certainly is a big weapon in the running game as well. And we saw earlier in the postseason Braxton throw for a touchdown pass. So he is very versatile when they find great ways to use him.
Oh, yeah. And he's also the team's punter, so you got to look out for those fake punts from him as well.
Harmon hands off to Harrell. Bang! He lowers his helmet, takes on a Husky defender, and then is dropped at about the 35-yard line. And I'm telling you, the defender, I didn't catch his number.
I think that was Drummond.
Was it Drummond?
Yeah, I think he and Drummond collided there. That was 9-on-9, and and that's a lot of weight hitting each other.
Bryce is a man to take on Caden Harrell, I can assure you of that.
That's about 400 pounds there colliding.
Line of scrimmage is at the 33-yard line. Direct snap. This goes to Harmon with running room down the boundary. He's to the 10 and ushered out of bounds laterally. That's Braxton Green, who was in the Wildcat that time, and not Harmon. And Braxton helping this drive immensely with his legs.
That's another thing. You got to worry about Green and Lagasse and Harrell, and sometimes you forget about Harmon, and he's more than capable to run the ball right there.
1st and 10 at the 13-yard line, so he stepped out of bounds before he got to the 10. 4:45 to play here in the first quarter. Harmon will hand it off this time to Harrell, and they corral him as they stretch him out laterally. And not much doing at all for Caden Harrell, who comes in with 1,502 yards rushing and 28 touchdowns. He averages over 7 yards per carry. And Pawhuska's done a pretty good job on this drive on first down against Cashion's offense, which averages, Swish, over 10 yards a play on first down this year.
Just sticking with Harrell, too, maybe not getting the yards right now, but you just got to keep hammering away with him.
Harmon, the quarterback keeper, is in trouble, and down he goes. And that play was made by Hayden McGuire, the 210-pound junior at end, as he's able to turn him back into the middle of the field. If you talked about Hennessy, he'll tell you, and having seen Pawhuska once this year, I don't argue. I think that front three for the Huskies is as good as anybody's.
Yeah, we've seen them. Like you said, they've done a great job corralling Harrell for the most part. And with just not having to blitz, using that three-man front, a lot of guys up there who can get to the quarterback.
Loss of 2, back to the 13, brings up 3rd down and 12. Cashion this year on 3rd down, 46%. Pawhuska limiting the opponents again to sub 35% on 3rd down this year. 3.5 minutes to go in a scoreless first quarter. Harmon fakes the handoff, takes a drop, throws towards the end zone for Green, incomplete. Braxton is arguing, hey, there was contact and maybe a flag should have been thrown, but the official right there did not throw the flag. That's Mike Tart. It's going to bring up now 4th down. Incidentally, our referee tonight is Todd Ragsdale.
Now, Lance Christensen does have a leg. He's an excellent extra point kicker, but I don't know that they just try a ton of field goals on the season, but it looks like Cashion certainly going to go for it here. 4th and 12?
4th and 12 of the 15, so they need to get to the 3. Jackson Vandruff is out there, and he is lined up on the left side of the formation. Harmon walks towards the line, says something, as you can see. Now slaps his hands, drops back outside the 20. Here comes the Husky pressure on the run. Harmon throws it near side, and it's incomplete.
Well, just very similar drives there by both teams. Able to move the ball in between, let's say, the 15-yard lines from 15 to 15. But once they got into that red zone and the field shortened up a little bit, got a little bit smaller, both of them struggled to get that first down that they needed, and 2 turnovers on downs to start this game.
Pawhuska's turnover on downs came after a 14-play drive. That was a 12-play series for Cashion, who will turn it over at the 15-yard line. And back out comes the Pawhuska offense in a scoreless draw with 3:20 to go here in the first quarter from Ormond Beach Stadium on this chilly Friday night here in the heart of Osage County. Drummond with a single set back in the backfield is going to motion now. Dalton Hurd. They swing it out left. Ball caught behind the line of scrimmage and not much doing, as the reception was made by Jake Long, and then his legs taken out from underneath him for a very short gain.
Saw Farrell coming in on a blitz there. Just passed to the side that he came in from.
2nd and 10 at the 15-yard line. So no gain. Drummond a quick throw out right, and he skipped it to the intended target. And that will go as an incompleted pass. It's going to bring up 3rd down.
Cashion able to get some quick pressure on him there, and I believe that was Vandruff, 88.
Vandruff has gotten so much better from the game against Thomas when I saw him, and he was impressive that night, but well, that was early in the season. This kid's an underclassman. Both of these teams have bright futures regardless of what happens tonight. 3rd and 10. Drummond to throw. Throws it near side. Ball is caught by Cody Starr, and Starr trying to get to the first down marker. and it's going to be close as to whether he did or not. He's out of bounds near the 24.
Caught the ball, and it looked like he was just running right towards that marker and had his eyes on nothing else, but the Wildcats able to get to him and get him out of bounds just before he got there.
Drummond is saying something to him, Swish, like know where the first down marker is. Go to the marker. It's 4th down and 2. The line of scrimmage is at the 23-yard line. In Pawhuska's end of the field. They look like they're going to go for it.
Yeah,
and now Cashion may have jumped.
Easy first down there, and you know that's something that Cashion has talked about this week.
Hey guys, they've been working on that across several games, and they've been essentially successful 2 or 3 times a game with that call on 4th down.
That's Neiman Nabavi from the sidelines down below here in Pawhuska. Line of scrimmage will be at the 27, so it's a fresh set of downs, 1st down and 10. You wonder if they would have ultimately punted that football away.
I saw, Bryce working on some quick kicks there in pregame warm-up, so that's what I was expecting to happen.
Drummond throws near side, the ball through the hands of Cody Starr at the 36-yard line of the near boundary. 2nd down and 10. Cashion this year has now 104 yard penalties, totaling almost 65 yards per ball game. So they haven't beat themselves much at all this season. That was a defensive penalty, their 33rd of that side of the ball. Quick throw out left, ball is caught. Minimal gain for Mason Gilkey as he goes out of bounds into the Wildcat sideline, and they're going to spot the football at looks like the 33, 34-yard line. It's hard to see from this vantage point because you're blocked by the sidelines.
Yeah, we're not very high up right here, just a little bit above field level. So like you said, if it comes to this near side, then we're blocked by a lot of white jerseys. But just that quick passing game, which they do, you just got to be ready because they'll go quick, and then they'll go long on you real fast.
3rd and 5 of the 33. Quick throw out left. Ball is a little wobbly, but it's caught by Hayden McGuire. That's a 1st down as he stumbles out of bounds into the Cashion sideline at the 40-yard line, a gain of 7. And right now, you're not seeing the deep ball. Cashion give them the short routes, and they're kind of using this intermediate passing game, Swish, a lot like a running game.
That's what a lot of passing teams do, reminiscent of Texas Tech under Mike Leach. That short passing game essentially is, like you said, your run game.
McGuire gets his first reception of the season. Drummond throws right. Ball is caught. That is Dalton Hurd again to the 45. Now he goes backwards, and he'll be tackled by Gavin Phippen, who has really improved a lot this year at corner as a junior.
This Cashion team, and you talk again, I love listening to your Coach's Corner interviews, cover a lot of territory with both coaches, but this is a Cashion team that graduated 16, 17 guys from last year. Had to replace a lot up front, but also some skill guys that had to come into different roles this year.
Defensively, their numbers are very same to the unit of a year ago. 3rd down, Drummond sets up a screen, coming left, now cuts right, 1st down to midfield to the 45 and down near the 43-yard line goes Jake Long, the safety valve that time. They let Cashion come, set up the screen left, and they had the blockers out in front.
Kyler George was crashing down hard on this side. I thought, I saw his jersey get pulled up a little bit there. I thought we might see our first flag of the game. I hope I didn't just jinx things.
No, you did.
Oh, there it is.
Yeah, blocking the back. Jesse Carr, left guard.
Jesse Carr, 6'1", 195. Was the one that was pulling out in front, and he also blocked the Wildcat defender with the back. So instead of having it on the plus side of the field of the 43, Drummond and company now are going to be back at the 38-yard line and face 2nd down and 11.
Play action there.
Drummond rolling left, now off balance, throws near side. The ball is incomplete, and he put it in a good spot. The receiver couldn't quite come back and make the diving catch. That's Dalton Hurd. There is an example of Drummond's arm strength right there.
Absolutely. Threw that off his back foot, back pedaling just a little bit, and off balance and still able to fling it 25 yards. Probably a lot like you back in your day there, Todd.
Yeah. Cashion's offense, 79%, as we told you earlier, on 3rd down tries. Today they're 2 of 3. Make that 3 of 4 on 3rd down tries. And this will be their longest attempt of the contest of 11 yards at the 44. Jake Long in the backfield. Drummond a one-step drop. steps up in the pocket, guns it over the middle. Reception made, first down. That's Mason Gilkey as he bangs his way. Correction, that's not Gilkey, but instead it is Holton Justice that made the reception and bangs his way down to the 44.
Excellent job by the Pawhuska offensive line providing the protection. Cashion showed blitz there with Harrell, but Harrell backed up into coverage. But plenty of time for Drummond to let that play develop, and easy first down.
12 yards. They needed 11 to keep the drive alive. Pistol formation back to the ground game as Drummond fakes the handoff and comes left. And Bryce Drummond, with those long legs, able to get inside the 40 down to about the 37-yard line. Caden Harrell made the stop. Harrell came in with 96 tackles, 41 of those unassisted, and 11.5 of those for losses.
Thought we were about to see the rare handoff there by Pawhuska, but fooled me just a little bit as Bryce hung on to that one.
Second down and 3 at the Wildcat 37. Perhaps the final play of what has been a very entertaining and quickly played first quarter before a capacity crowd here tonight. Pistol formation. Drummond fakes the handoff. He's rolling right. He's under duress, and he dumps it off, and the ball is caught at the 31-yard line.
Great job by Drummond as Harrell had him in his grasp, got the play off, and completed it.
Hayden McGuire made the catch, and that likely will be the final play of the first quarter. We're under 5 seconds to go, and we will go to the second with Pawhuska for the second time in as many drives in Cashion territory in a scoreless ball game. This is the High Plains Insurance Squirtle Game of the Week.
The High Plains Insurance Agency takes pride in keeping up with many changes in the crop insurance industry and keeping their insurers informed of these changes. The goal is to help each farmer customize their crop insurance to meet their needs. Thanks for your continued business. And remember, call Amy, Carissa, or Danny at High Plains Insurance in Medford and Loyal at 580-395-2447 or toll free at 1-800-346-4056 for a quote today.
You want commitment from your bank, you want excellent service, and you want loyalty. Bank Central National Association strives every day to give you the banking experience you really want and enjoy. Their friendly staff is here to serve you and provide you with the best service around. Call them today at 580-234-3316 or visit them in Enid, Alva, Woodward, Anthony, Kansas, or Harper, Kansas. Thank you for choosing Bank Central National Association. Member FDIC.
Welcome back here to Ormond Beach Stadium. Todd Miller, Michael Switcher. Let's get out of the field. Demon Navavi, what do you have for us?
Yeah, listen, you guys called it before. The field shrinks and the game changes.
Bryce Drummond tonight, 13 of 20 through one quarter, 92 yards. 2 receptions already for Hayden McGuire, who came in without a catch this season. Pawhuska now will go from left to right across your screen. Second 12-minute stanza, low-scoring stanza, no score. Long will motion to the far side. Drummond will keep it, gets out of initial contact, and then dives forward. And it's going to pick up about 2.5 yards down close to the 30.
I predicted the other semifinal, Ringling and Thomas, would finish an hour before us in this game, but according to Squirtle, they're still in the first quarter as Ringling leads that one 13-0. So, like you said, fast first quarter here.
Ringling, the defending state champions. You know, Cashion wouldn't mind another shot at them, would they?
Both of these teams would love another shot at Ringling as Ringling was it knocked Pawhuska out in the quarters, and then, of course, Cashion in the state title game last year.
Second down and 8 at the 31-yard line. Bryce Drummond looking over to the far side to the brain trust of Pawhuska. Jake Long is the single setback. Thomas, incidentally, enters the week number 2 all-time in playoff victories in Oklahoma high school history. And another flag, and this time it is a delay of game against Pawhuska, and that will not make Matt Hennessy happy.
Absolutely not. You don't want to give away yardage like that, and it puts them way behind the chains here on second down.
In the first quarter of games this year, Cashion had outscored their opponents 228-21. In fact, in the first half, games have been over by halftime. 477-55, the cumulative score.
A little trickery here.
Drummond back to throw, throws left ball, caught left sideline, and that will be a first down. Cashion is saying that he was out of bounds, but they are going to give him the catch near the 20-yard line.
Another indication of his arm strength there. Basically, that out route, that had to be about a 35-yard throw that he had to put on the money, and Bryce did just that.
First down and 10. After the completion, moves the ball close to the red zone. Drummond to throw. Now is forced for the pocket, running left. Bryce Drummond inside the 20. Still going. He's at the 15-yard line, and then finally out of bounds near the 10.
Good coverage by the Wildcat secondary there. Nothing opened up, so Bryce just had to tuck it and run and able to get something out of that.
It'll be first down and goal to go. Bryce Drummond gets it to the 9-yard line. Again, the quarterback came in, 85 carries, 653 rushing yards. That by far and away nearly 2-to-1 more than the second leading rusher on the ball club. Jake Long is in the backfield. Drummond is barking out the signals behind the line of scrimmage. First and goal to go at the 9. Jake Long motions, quarterback draw. Bryce Drummond at the 5 is hit and then falls forward and is going to be stopped there. It'll be a gain of about 4 as the clock winds towards 10:40 to play here in the second quarter.
You see that motion there, kind of clears out that defense just a little bit. Takes one more guy out of the equation for Bryce. Gives him some extra running room.
One of the reasons we talked about this earlier that Drummond has improved so much is the presence of Mason Fine, the former Locust Grove record-setting quarterback under Matt Hennessy, and then the record-setting quarterback at North Texas. I'll finish the thought after this. Second down and goal to go at the 5 with 10:19 to play here in the first half. Pawhuska motions a man. Drummond to throw, throws towards the goal line, knocked away, incomplete.
That's 4 balls in the hands of a Cashion defender. At what point do they get one?
So it's third down and goal to go. Mason Fine set 7 different records, career and single season in North Texas. Ironically enough, he is tutoring a kid right now that may go to Denton and erase all those records in his 4-year career.
And I think another interesting link is Ben Harmon, his older brother Matt, really had a shot at maybe passing, quote, pardon the pun, passing some of Mason's records, but got hurt his senior year at Cashion.
Third down and goal to go. Play clock is down to 1, and Pawhuska will have to take a timeout. And we'll join them with 10:13 to play in the first half. Huskies again knocking at the door. We're back in a moment on the High Points Insurance Squirtle Game of the Week.
FloorTech proudly serves schools across the state of Oklahoma with their gym floor and janitorial supply needs.
Is your school or booster club looking for ways to fundraise? Let Downtown Threads create a custom website to showcase all your school apparel. You pick the design and the garment, we do the rest. We will handle all the payments and cut you one check when the website is closed. Call today, 580-237-7060. Downtown Threads, proudly supporting all local high school athletes.
Good job. 10:13 to go here in the first half. It'll be third down and goal to go at the 5 for the Pawhuska Huskies as they have ventured deep into Cashion territory in 2 first-half possessions and at least to this point have come away with nothing. Jake Long in the backfield. This is where you have to watch Drummond on a quarterback draw. Bryce awaits the sitter back, or snap back. Motions heard, right to left to back, left to right. Bryce to throw off of his back foot, throws at the goal line, broken up. Incomplete.
Boy, I almost thought Cashion had another hand on that on the deflection, but again, Drummond having to retreat quickly, throw off his back foot, and wasn't able to get the accuracy on it that he needed.
So here we go. It's going to bring up fourth down and goal to go at the 5 with 10:09 to play here in the first half. Cashion with the quick hands here in the first half have 5 passes knocked down against the University of North Texas signee Bryce Drummond.
How many fourth downs is this between the two teams inside the 10-15-yard line?
This is the fourth down try, the second for Pawhuska tonight, deep in the red zone. Drummond to throw, throws right. Ball is incomplete.
Yeah.
As the intended target that time, I think it was Jake Long, could not quite hold on.
Yeah, it was thrown behind him.
Yep.
He had to, basically turn around and try to catch that one down low. Just a tough ball to catch. And again, Pawhuska able to move the ball, but Cashion's defense, when it needs to the most, gets the stop. And we've now seen Cashion do it twice. We saw Pawhuska do it once. Somebody's going to have to either bust a big play or figure out a way to move the ball once they get inside these red zones.
So here's Ben Harmon. He will operate in the shadow of his own goal line at the 5. With 10 and some change to go in the first half here from Pawhuska. And now Harmon starts to walk to the near side bench. It's a check with me play. He goes behind the line of scrimmage and gets things changed. We're under 10 to snap the football with Caden Harrell in the backfield. It's a fake handoff to Harrell, and Harmon is undercut for a loss back to the 3-yard line.
Cashion's got to be careful here. We know Pawhuska will get aggressive defensively. I think they've got 8 safeties on the season.
You were talking about Ben and Matt Harmon.
Yeah.
Matt actually had the single-game playoff passing record at Cashion up until about 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
He had 99 yards.
Yeah.
His brother Ben threw for 437 and 5 touchdowns in the win over Elmore City Purnell. Quick throw out left. They try to set the screen up for Green. He's nearly tackled in the end zone, gets free, comes left, and is out of bounds, but still inside the 5. I don't know how Braxton Green stayed on his feet.
I'm not sure how he got out of that tackle, and he barely got out of the end zone. We almost saw the safety call there, but again, that was a great individual effort.
Yeah, that was Mason Manning, and he was 5 yards deep in the end zone. Amazing chance just to get it out into the field.
He's just barely across the goal line right here.
So it was Manning 16 to not 10, Braxton Green. With all that effort, he still loses a couple more, and now the line of scrimmage is at the 1. Harmon and Harrell in the backfield. And as they snap the football.
Offsides, maybe?
I think Pawhuska may have been offsides. They were bringing the entire house on that play.
They called a false start there on Cashion.
That's the thing.
Can't lose any much yardage here.
That's the thing. A penalty down that far hurts the defense. It's 5 yards. In this sense, it's about a couple of centimeters. Back to throw is Harmon, throwing deep left, and the pass is incomplete. He was looking for Manning again, who that time was well covered by Cody Stark.
Really all you could do there, because you knew that Pawhuska was going to bring the heat, and the chances of getting out of the shadows of that end zone were very slim. So chance of breaking a big play there, just about your best bet.
I wish I could say I'm surprised, wish I'm not. This place is packed on a cold night here in Osage County.
Yeah, I just hope nobody sends any pictures out.
Braxton Green stands about a yard in front of the end zone or back line. He gets it away, and it's a pretty good punt. It's going to be returned for the 42. That is Dalton Hurd. Dances, comes right down the numbers, 30, 20. Hurd out of bounds inside the 20-yard line.
I kept waiting to see a flag thrown there. I thought we might see a block in the back. The Cashion coaches certainly want it called. Didn't get it. It was a good punt, but just as good a return there. An excellent field position for the Huskies.
Pawhuska, you think, really needs to get something here because they have dominated this game in terms of time of possession and field position. They're going to start at the 17-yard line of Cashion, and yet it's still a scoreless ball game. Nearly 4 minutes gone here in the second quarter.
Would have lost money on that one, even though we talked about how good these defenses are. You still would have thought by almost a quarter and a half somebody would have put points on the board.
26-yard return to the 17, first down from there. Drummond in Cashion territory, throws over the middle. The ball is caught, and he struggles as he stays on his feet and gets to the 10-yard line. Holton Justice was the receiver on that pass from Bryce Drummond.
Again, nothing special. Just gets everybody out there, find that little empty spot, little pitch and catch.
Second down and a yard. Drummond will keep it. He options left, has the first down. He's stretched out.
Boy, I tell you
and
what.
It's going to be close as to whether or not he got to the first down marker.
I'm not sure that he did. I think they stretched him out.
Yeah, they have him a yard short.
Wow, how about that play turned in by Mason Manning? You know, when I saw Cashion earlier in the year, I could not believe for a small school the speed they have.
Yeah.
You saw it right there.
Yeah, there's a lot of speed in that secondary, and Manning, excellent job, because like you said, you thought he had the first down, and I think a lot of people did, but Manning pushed him to the outside and then just made the great individual effort to pull him down, which we've seen a couple of people struggle to do so far.
And it's not easy to get a kid that size to the ground, and he did it mano-mano. No gain to the 8, line of scrimmage, third down and a yard. 8 minutes exactly to play in a scoreless first half from Pawhuska. And now the Huskies are going to burn their second timeout as the play clock was nearly at 0. So we'll take a break. 7:58 to go. First half in Class A semifinal action from Pawhuska. Number 1 and number 2 are scoreless of the High Plains Insurance Squirtle Game of the Week.
There's a new place for fun in downtown Pawhuska. The Dry Hollow Bar might be Pawhuska's newest bar, but it's got a throwback vibe that will take you back to the early days of Osage County. You'll find your favorite wines, beers, and cocktails. Take off the chill with an Irish coffee or a hot toddy, or swing by for a Bloody Mary. Open Monday through Saturday, it's Pawhuska's upscale place to relax. The Dry Hollow Bar, 517 Kahika. The Bank of Pawhuska is Husky proud and is excited to back Pawhuska High School in tonight's game.
Todd Miller, Michael Swisher, Neiman Nabavi, the crew with you on Squirtle's Game of the Week, presented by Danny Geis at High Plains Insurance. Tonight from Pawhuska, it's 3rd and yard at the 8 after this drive started at the 17. Drummond hands it off to Jake Long, who was hit, but Jake Long able to ride with the defender on his back inside the 5, close to the 4, and refresh the down marker.
That's where those squats in the summer pay off, because he just kept driving those legs. Had a Cashion Wildcat on his back, but still able to turn and get another first down.
I called him Jake. It's Jack Long. He's 205 and a junior. I like that kid, especially on the defensive side of the football. Handoff again goes to Long, up the middle, and he is stopped short of the goal line, so it's going to bring up second down with 7:19 to play here with the first half. Guess who? Caden Harrell was the one that saved the touchdown.
And back-to-back handoffs by the Huskies.
Drummond will keep it on a quarterback sneak. They try to push him over the threshold, and I believe he's going to be stopped just shy of the goal line, so it's going to bring up third down. That's the smart play.
Give it to let the 6'4" guy stretch out and try to get it over that goal line when you're that close.
Less than 7 minutes to go in the first half. The other semifinal going on tonight in Thomas, and defending state champion Ringling. All year long, these have been the 4 best teams in Class A, and they certainly have not disappointed in reaching 1 win apiece from going to the state championship. 3rd and goal to go, the ball inside the 1-yard line. Drummond looking over to the Husky sideline. Play clock at 14. Drummond gets the snap. Drummond hands it off over the left side, and that is a touchdown, Pawhuska. Jack Long with the 1-yard plunge, and Pawhuska takes advantage of good defense and a special teams return to strike first and lead at 6-0.
Yep, and you know, something we've talked about. They don't use the running back often, but 3 times right there deep in that territory, they went to Long, and it paid off.
Pawhuska this year is 66% on 2-point tries. They're 61 of 92. Those are numbers usually you see in the 8-man ranks. Drummond to throw, throws into triple team coverage, and the pass is knocked away incomplete. So the score remains 6-0 Huskies with 6:56 to play here in the first half. We're back after these messages on the Squirtle High Plains Insurance Game of the Week.
The Bank of Pawhuska is Husky proud and is excited to back Pawhuska High School in tonight's game. The Bank of Pawhuska prides itself on taking bold steps forward to serve Pawhuska and the surrounding communities, with friendly customer service that treats you like a person, not a number, and all of the conveniences you would want and expect from your bank. The grass is really greener at the Bank of Pawhuska. Come grow with us. And remember, go Huskies! 1329 East Main in Pawhuska, member FDIC.
At least 6:56 to go here in the first half. 6-0 the score. The drive started at the 17, and it took 6 plays to get there, but finally Jack Long capped it with a rushing touchdown.
You know, we talk about those 2-point conversions. If nothing else, if you're the opponent, you just got to spend a lot of time at practice working on all those looks.
8th rushing touchdown for Jack Long this season. And here is the kickoff from left to right. Good kick to the near side. It's going to hit at the 10 and then skips out of bounds, or did it? Did Cashion commit a mistake and try to get the ball?
That ball went out of bounds.
Okay. It looked very, very close from as best we could see it on this near side boundary.
I think Carroll was afraid maybe it wasn't going to go out of bounds, and he had to get on it before the Huskies got down there, but there was no flag that came out, so.
Well, they're putting the ball at the 11-yard line.
I mean, it was starting to die there, like probably a Nima Davavi 56-degree wedge.
Yeah. So it is 1st and 10 at the 11-yard line for Ben Harmon and company. Harmon hands it off to Harrell, runs right into the teeth of the defense, and look at him. They just throw him backwards. The first to get there again was 28, Jack Long.
And Todd, what if Cashion's, 3 starting field positions? It's been awful field position for Cashion tonight.
Cashion tonight at their own 10, their own 5, and now this one at the 11. By comparison, Pawhuska started their own 31. They've started their own 15, and the previous scoring drive at the Cashion 17. 6:15 to go, first half, 6-0 Wildcats. Harmon raises and throws in the backfield. The ball's caught, and Pawhuska has him corralled for a loss back inside the 10 at about the 5-yard line.
We saw them run that play for a big gain to Green earlier in the first quarter. That time, Pawhuska was ready for it and dropped him for a loss.
Well, you don't see Brexton Green get tackled behind the line that far very often at all. 3rd down and 16. And the ball is at the 5-yard line. This is a really, really key play for the Wildcats in the shadow of their own end zone again. Already down 6-0 in a pair of unbeatens, 1 versus 2, Cashion and Pawhuska. 3rd and 16, Harrell in the backfield. They'll motion a man that's Green to the near side. Harrell drops into the end zone, has time, throws over the middle, and Green, that was actually Manning that motioned because Green was the intended target over the middle. And Harmon just a little off, couldn't quite make connection.
Another big stop for Pawhuska, and added on top of that, the Huskies should have, again, excellent field position.
Well, I can't tell you how impressed I've been with Pawhuska's defense tonight. It looks, as you would expect.
Yep.
I mean, we're 10 more games deeper into the season than when we saw them the first time than when we saw them against Victory Christian. Braxton Green will punt about 8 yards deep in his own end zone. With 5:28 to go in the first half, it's 6-0. Here comes the pressure. Green gets it off. It's a wobbly punt. It's going to hit at the 36. Takes a cash and roll. Hurd says, get out of the way. He
still
does.
Rolling.
The ball's still rolling, and it'll roll down to the 45-yard line.
Yeah, so they probably got another 15 yards on that roll, and they needed every one of those to push Pawhuska further back. And still, if you're Pawhuska, you'll take possession at your own 45 any day.
50-yard punts. All net. And to tell you how bad the circumstances were, a 50-yard punt, they're still starting at their own 45.
Yeah. So, again, Pawhuska winning this field position battle. As you see, ahead on the scoreboard, Cashion's got to find a way to get a stop if, they want to stay in this game, get a stop here, and then figure some things out on offense.
Long in the backfield in a pistol formation with Bryce Drummond. Jack Long has the only touchdown on the board. That was on the previous 17-yard drive for Pawhuska. Drummond to throw, swings it out to the safety valve. Long looking for a block, and not much there. He'll get to the line of scrimmage, and then he's ushered out of bounds into the Husky bench. Broadbent was the one that hit him mano-a-mano and then danced with him out of bounds.
I would say, this Cashion defense might be a little tired as much as they've been out there. It's a lot of the same guys, but, they do have a couple guys like Broadbent who doesn't play just a ton on the offensive side. Farrow, again, able to be one of those mostly one-way guys, but still this defense has been out there a ton.
2nd and 10 to the 45-yard line. They show blitz to the Wildcats. Drummond will run by it. Bryce out of an ankle tackle, a first down and more. Lowers his head and is inside the 45 and down to the 42-yard line.
Just really played that blitz really well. Almost looked like they were looking for the blitz, expecting it, and just let Drummond run right through it.
Mason Manning was the one that made the tackle. His 32 stops are 3rd among the 4 defensive backs through 14 games for the Wildcats this year. Line of scrimmage at the 42, and they hand it off to Jack Long, and there is nowhere for him to go as he'll be spun down for no gain. And it was Broadbent again in there to make the stop.
Broadbent missed about the first 4.5 games of the season. I was really impressed with him last year. Had that foot injury at the beginning of the year, had to work through that, and has really come on these last several games and among the team leaders in tackles since he's been able to get full-time action.
2nd and 10, Drummond swings it out. Right ball, batted down again at the line of scrimmage.
So the Cashion defense here with a chance to get a stop, a 3rd down and 10, or almost 10 yards here. It would be huge for them to be able to get a stop and force a punt.
Offensive front for Pawhuska, tackle to tackle, averages 234. They've given up 7 sacks this year, led by Jamar Goff, who Matt Hennessy told us earlier in the week goes about 300 on the roster. He's 350 pounds.
Either way, I don't want to mess with that.
Pistol formation, Drummond, pump fakes, pulls it down, throws over the middle, had a receiver, and he overthrew him by
here comes a flag,
That's
too.
Dalton Hurd. And as Michael just told you, a flag comes in at the end of the play, and the Cashion fans around us don't care for that penalty.
No, the receiver, I don't know. It seemed like the receiver got held up just a little bit. I didn't see the play develop, but he looked like something certainly happened to him there. We're seeing the Pawhuska players point in a favorable direction for them.
Defensive holding.
Yeah, just the way the receiver there, just kind of the way his gait turned up, it just seemed like something redirected him in an odd way. I didn't see it actually happen. I just saw the after effects.
If you're wondering the difference between pass interference and defensive holding is before the quarterback releases the football.
Yeah.
Once the ball is out, then it becomes pass interference.
Still third down.
3rd down and 1 at the 32-yard line. Drummond looking over to the far side with a long time remaining of the play clock, 16 seconds.
You got to watch the hard count here if you're Cashion.
McGuire moves tight end left. They toss it left. That way, Long has a first down and more as he's down to the 25-yard line.
You know, something interesting that you brought up, as I think that was Nick Nabavi who had that tackle, was that, Matt Hennessy, longtime defensive coach, took over the play calling duties for Pawhuska.
He said, though, by adding Mason Fine, it has really lightened his load. I mean, he works exclusively with the quarterbacks now. He said it's allowed me to do a lot of other things with the program.
Yep, just a great addition to the staff.
1st and 10 of the 25, 3 minutes to play first half. Drummond fakes the handoff, and down he goes. He'll be tackled that time by Jacob Farrow, who shot the gap and didn't account for it.
Yeah, I don't think Bryce saw him coming because he got on him quick and was able to drop him from his blind side.
So it'll be 2nd down and 16 at the 31-yard line with 2:51 to play here in the first half. That'll be the 8th sack given up of Bryce Drummond this season, and the first tonight by the Wildcat defense. They've had some shots, but that's the first time they've been able to get him to the ground, and it was Jacob Farrow. Pawhuska winding that play clock down. They approach the line of scrimmage with 4 to snap it. Now they have 2 split to each side of Drummond in the backfield. They're going to motion McGuire to the near side. Back to throw Drummond, sets up a screen left with Long. Long doing a lot of work himself, cuts right, gets a first down as he's inside the 20-yard line.
I think he's going to be...
He's going to actually be a couple of yards short, but, man, he did all that himself.
Yeah, excellent job there. Again, another good play call as Cashion show blitz. Didn't actually blitz, but still able to get him the ball in open field and let him get them a 3rd and very manageable here. Looks like about 4.5 yards.
Ball at the 19-yard line. Pawhuska threatening to take a 2-score lead. Drummond on a quarterback draw up the middle. Did not get the first down as he'll get close to the 15 and no further. Clock right now at 1:46 to go here in the first half. It is a first down. They give him to the 15-yard line.
Well, he just got right at it then because
he didn't get it by much. Actually, it's going to be at the 14, so it's first down and 10.
They're using up all of this clock right here as we're 1:25 to go until halftime.
They've done a good job shortening this game. Hagan motions left to right, gives straight ahead to Long. Not much doing as they'll collapse down on him. And it was Mason Manning coming up from the secondary to tackle him for a minimal gain. 2nd down and 9. Pawhuska at the Cashion 13. 1 minute remaining here in the first half. Number 1 leading number 2 of this much anticipated showdown of heavyweights. 6-0.
Just as everybody predicted.
Yeah. Hagan McGuire motions to the near side. Back to throw Drummond. Has time. Throws towards the goal line. It's broken up. Incomplete.
Tell you what, that might have been broken up by the receiver, as it was Nick Nabavi who had a chance maybe to pick it off there. and it looked like a Pawhuska receiver had to come in and break it up.
Landon Lagasse, the junior at corner, was the one in coverage, so it's going to bring up 3rd down and 9 at the 13-yard line. This first half, despite being a 6-0 difference, has thoroughly been dominated by the Huskies.
Just a ton of time of possession, and this is a game where it actually has mattered.
Jack Long, single setback. 3-by-1 formation. Drummond for the left hash. Drops, flushed, rolling left, throws it up towards the end zone, and it's incomplete. And he was looking for Mason Kilkey, so it's going to bring up 4th down and 10. Apparently, they just don't have a kicker because, I mean, there's been a couple of times they could have kicked field goals. They could right now. And right now, you're putting yourself in a long 3rd or 4th down opportunity against a great defense.
And this is a chance that they can get a first down without scoring here. So even if they don't get it in the end zone, even despite 37 seconds left, it would stop the clock till they move the chain. So
they need to get to the 4-yard line to Pawhuska to keep the drive alive. This will be the 12th play of the drive, and the Huskies will spend their final time out of the first half. With 36 seconds to go before intermission, it is 6-0. So glad to have you along from Ormond Beach Stadium here in Pawhuska. Temperature 41 degrees at game time. It felt like 35 with a chilly west wind, 9 miles per hour. It has gotten even colder than that. Nima, do you agree?
I think he must
Maybe
be
he's
out
frozen
there.
to death.
Yeah, the battery's already dead on his receiver right there, but it doesn't work. It's a balmy 62 in here in the press box. So
it's really not.
I'm going to take off one of these pairs of gloves I got here now.
Hey, when we were here in September, the sun beat down on us for a first half because we're on the east side,
Yes.
sun setting on the far side. And I'll bet the
That had to
heat
be
index
brutal.
in here was 110.
That had
It
to
was
be brutal.
absolutely miserable. Tonight, though, you're right. Very well climate controlled.
Yes. Yeah, when the attendants told me it was heated over here, my night got a lot better because I came prepared.
4th down and 9 at the 13. Drummond to throw, rolling right, throws back left with the screen. And that is McGuire, but he has nowhere to go as he's going to be shoved out of bounds. And that will end that drive on the part of the Huskies.
I like the play call. They went to the direction a lot of that pressure was coming from. All he had to do was try to break one tackle, had a chance to do something there. But a great job by the Cashion defense to keep this a one-possession game. And doubly important because Cashion will also get the ball back to start the second half. So getting that stop there was huge, as they'll probably just run out the clock here and then regroup and try to make some adjustments for the second half.
If you can be happy in the state semifinals trailing,
no doubt.
Lynn Shackelford and them must feel like a hog in mud because,
6-0,
I mean, nothing's gone their way and they're down 6-0.
He's going to tell them just that.
Harmon, high snap from the 10, throws near side, and the ball is incomplete. He was looking for Manning, and Harmon took a shot at the end of that play.
Well, that ball was tipped coming out of his hands, and Cashion narrowly avoided disaster there because the Huskies had a chance to grab that one and pick it off. It could have been disastrous there for Cashion.
Who am I to second-guess anybody from a program that has dominated the last decade and a half?
And they've got this, one-on-one coverage out here. 2nd
and 10, handoff to Harrell right up the middle, and Caden spun down at the 20-yard line.
And they're going to use a timeout here. They've got I'm seeing what they were seeing, this one-on-one coverage on this near side, no safety help. So Coach Shackelford, he's going to try to break something if he could get downfield and then go for it. But he gets the first down on the run, so call a timeout and see what they give you here.
And they've done this in 13 seconds of time, moved for their own 10 out to the 20. Pawhuska does not have a timeout remaining. I believe Cashion has one with 16.6 seconds to play. And again, you know what? You get a little bit of rhythm going. Even if it results in no points, that makes you feel better for that start
Absolutely.
of the third quarter.
Yeah, complete a pass or something, get a first down or two, and you go in feeling much better about things.
Here we go. 1st and 10, Wildcats at their own 20-yard line. 16 seconds to play in the first half. Harmon turns, hands it off to Harrell, sweeping left. Caden gets his shoulders turned, gets a first down, and out of bounds at the 32 with 11 seconds to go.
3 safeties back here deep for Pawhuska, so Cashion just going to run, take what they give them. And if Harrell can break something, great. If not, nothing lost.
12 yards for Harrell, who has 22 on his last 2 carries after pretty much being held in check for much of the first 2 quarters here by the Pawhuska defense. Harmon hands it off to Harrell, running short left, again gets turned to the 40, out of bounds at the 43-yard line with 6.5 seconds to play.
So what do you do here now? 6.5 to play. You just try to get something behind the defense, which, you know, and Bryce Drummond, one of those back there, 6'4". And you know the one thing defensive coaches have told them is do not let anything behind you.
They spotted at the 41, not the 43, so it's 2nd and a yard at the 41. Pistol look for Ben Harmon and company with 6.5 seconds to play. Yeah, you're right. The secondary is back inside the 40-yard line. Harmon will hand it off again to Harrell. Big hole, flag down. Harmon tiptoes his way out of bounds at the Husky 46-yard line with 2.5 seconds to play, but I think it's going to go all for naught as they threw it right towards the middle of the line, which usually indicates a hole.
Yeah, that's usually not something they call on the defense there.
No. Well, Harrell able to get on track a little bit with Pawhuska playing prevent defense.
Called the chop block there.
So they'll mark it off from the 41-yard line. It's a 10-yard infraction, so the line of scrimmage goes back to the 31 and brings up 2nd down and 11. I think that may change play thinking right here.
Yep. I think you just run this out and go regroup for the second half. And they even got Harrell out of the game there. 4 or 5 straight runs that certainly will gas him just a little bit.
Jackson Vandruff is lined up tight end right. 2nd and 11 at the 31-yard line. They hand it off to Braxton Green, who was in the pistol formation. Green with running room is going to be spun down, and that will be the way the first half ends. He's tackled at about the 48-yard line, so decent gain, but the Huskies quickly sprint off the field with a 6-0 lead here in the semifinals on their home field. 6-0 in the semifinals of Class A football tonight. This is the High Plains Insurance Squirtle Game of the Week.
As a local, member-owned electric cooperative, Cimarron Electric is committed to providing the highest quality of service at a reasonable price. We're dedicated to serving our member owners with integrity, accountability, innovation, and a commitment to community. For more information, call or visit our website. Cimarron Electric Cooperative, serving Northwest Oklahoma since 1936 and powering the needs of a new generation.
Dr. Matt Dieselhorst at Dieselhorst Sports and Orthopedics can help you get game day ready. Dr. Dieselhorst works with athletes of all ages, taking a coordinated approach to accelerate return to play and maximize athletic performance. His work with pros in sports training, injury prevention, bracing, functional rehabilitation, and imaging works seamlessly with his medical and surgical expertise. Get started by going to Dieselhorst Sports and Orthopedics. Let Dr. Matt Dieselhorst get you back on the field, backing all Oklahoma athletes on the field and off.
Big Finish 2020 is on at Johnson's of Kingfisher. Hi, it's Jeff Johnson. Find a deal in December on remaining 2020 Ram 1500s at johnsonsofkingfisher.com. Like our new Ram 1500 Bighorn Crew Cabs. Thinking of a new truck? Then you owe yourself to experience the best and unequaled ride and control that Ram has to offer during the Big Finish event. Deals in December? See them at Johnson's of Kingfisher, Dodge, Chrysler, Jeep, and Ram. A dealership you'll find only in a place like Kingfisher. Same name,
same family,
since 1927.
At Maples Nixon Diesel Horse, we've helped a lot of people, and our goal was to treat each and every person like a friend. And as a friend, we've got your back, always. We understand what you're going through. Being lawyers is what we do, but it's not all that we are. We care. We'll stand beside you throughout the entire legal process, not just as lawyers, but as your friends. We are Maples Nixon Diesel Horse, and we are here to help.
It's Pioneer Cellular's half off end of the year sale. Starting November 30th through the end of the year, switch and save up to 50% off any device when you visit our store. For even more savings this holiday, trade in your old phone at one of our local stores. You heard right. Switch to Pioneer Cellular for 50% off during our half off end of the year sale. For more information, visit us at gopioneer.com.
At Osage Outfitters in Pawhuska, the Western lifestyle is the only one they know. Joey and Callie have made downtown Pawhuska a destination when you want quality Western wear as well as the highest quality of Western fashion. Osage Outfitters dresses some of the toughest cowboys around, the ranch hands, day workers, and rodeo cowboys. In the ladies' boutique, you'll find fashionable clothing for a night out at the rodeo or every day working on the ranch. They know quality and will only bring you the best. The finest collections in the Western world are in downtown Pawhuska at Osage Outfitters. Go to OsageOutfittersPawhuska.com.
Chris Cochran and his whole football family are really fired up for the Cashion Wildcats tonight. Also about him joining forces with Legacy Insurance and Investments. He has taken his extensive 25 years of experience and proven customer service down to one of the historic buildings on Cashion's Main Street. Chris is an independent agent now and can shop all of your farm, personal, commercial, and life policy needs to provide you with a lot of different options. He is also licensed to assist with all of your financial planning needs like 401k rollovers, IRAs, and mutual funds. Call Chris anytime and let him go to work for you. Our partnership will be a win-win.
Our middle daughter actually has a heart defect, and we didn't find that out until we found out when she was about 12 she had a genetic disorder. She has 2 right coronary arteries and no left. Luckily to this day she hasn't had any symptoms, but you know, there's always that chance that something will happen, and it's kind of scary. She has to visit the cardiologist every once in a while, more often than you and I definitely would, just to get CAT scans and MRIs to make sure everything is still going the way it's supposed to go. But every year when that happens, who knows what you're going to find. I'm extremely excited about the All of Us research program. I wanted to participate not only because I wanted more cardiology research for my daughter and for our family, but also it's definitely a huge step in the right direction that we've been waiting for a long time.
The High Plains Insurance Agency takes pride in keeping up with many changes in the crop insurance industry and keeping their insurers informed of these changes. The goal is to help each farmer customize their crop insurance to meet their needs. Thanks for your continued business, and remember, call Amy, Carissa, or Danny at High Plains Insurance in Medford and Loyal at 580-395-2447 or toll free at 1-800-346-4056 for a quote today.
You want commitment from your bank, you want excellent service, and you want loyalty. Bank Central National Association strives every day to give you the banking experience you really want and enjoy. Their friendly staff is here to serve you and provide you with the best service around. Call them today at 580-234-3316 or visit them in Enid, Alva, Woodward, Anthony, Kansas, or Harper, Kansas. Thank you for choosing Bank Central National Association. Member FDIC.
FloorTech proudly serves schools across the state of Oklahoma with their gym floor and janitorial supply needs.
Is your school or booster club looking for ways to fundraise? Let Downtown Threads create a custom website to showcase all your school apparel. You pick the design and the garment, we do the rest. We will handle all the payments and cut you one check when the website is closed. Call today, 580-237-7060. Downtown Threads, proudly supporting all local high school athletes.
There's a new place for fun in downtown Pawhuska. The Dry Hollow Bar might be Pawhuska's newest bar, but it's got a throwback vibe that will take you back to the early days of Osage County. You'll find your favorite wines, beers, and cocktails. Take off the chill with an Irish coffee or a hot toddy, or swing by for a Bloody Mary. Open Monday through Saturday, it's Pawhuska's upscale place to relax. The Dry Hollow Bar, 517 Kahika. The Bank of Pawhuska is Husky proud and is excited to back Pawhuska High School in tonight's game. The Bank of Pawhuska prides itself on taking bold steps forward to serve Pawhuska and the surrounding communities, with friendly customer service that treats you like a person, not a number, and all of the conveniences you would want and expect from your bank. The grass is really greener at the Bank of Pawhuska. Come grow with us. And remember, go Huskies! 1329 East Main in Pawhuska, member FDIC.
As a local, member-owned electric cooperative, Cimarron Electric is committed to providing the highest quality of service at a reasonable price. We're dedicated to serving our member owners with integrity, accountability, innovation, and a commitment to community. For more information, call or visit our website. Cimarron Electric Cooperative, serving Northwest Oklahoma since 1936 and powering the needs of a new generation.
Dr. Matt Dieselhorst at Dieselhorst Sports and Orthopedics can help you get game day ready. Dr. Dieselhorst works with athletes of all ages, taking a coordinated approach to accelerate return to play and maximize athletic performance. His work with pros in sports training, injury prevention, bracing, functional rehabilitation, and imaging works seamlessly with his medical and surgical expertise. Get started by going to Dieselhorst Sports and Orthopedics. Let Dr. Matt Dieselhorst get you back on the field, backing all Oklahoma athletes on the field and off.
Big Finish 2020 is on at Johnson's of Kingfisher. Hi, it's Jeff Johnson. Find a deal in December on remaining 2020 Ram 1500s at johnsonsofkingfisher.com. Like our new Ram 1500 Bighorn Crew Cabs. Thinking of a new truck? Then you owe yourself to experience the best and unequaled ride and control that Ram has to offer during the Big Finish event. Deals in December? See them at Johnson's of Kingfisher, Dodge, Chrysler, Jeep, and Ram. A dealership you'll find only in a place like Kingfisher. Same name,
same family,
since 1927.
At Maples Nixon Diesel Horse, we've helped a lot of people, and our goal was to treat each and every person like a friend. And as a friend, we've got your back always. We understand what you're going through. Being lawyers is what we do, but it's not all that we are. We care. We'll stand beside you throughout the entire legal process, not just as lawyers, but as your friends. We are Maples Nixon Diesel Horse, and we are here to help.
It's Pioneer Cellular's half off end of the year sale. Starting November 30th through the end of the year, switch and save up to 50% off any device when you visit our store. For even more savings this holiday, trade in your old phone at one of our local stores. You heard right. Switch to Pioneer Cellular for 50% off during our half-off end-of-the-year sale. For more information, visit us at gopioneer.com.
At Osage Outfitters in Pawhuska, the Western lifestyle is the only one they know. Joey and Callie have made downtown Pawhuska a destination when you want quality Western wear as well as the highest quality of Western fashion. Osage Outfitters dresses some of the toughest cowboys around, the ranch hands, day workers, and rodeo cowboys. In the ladies' boutique, you'll find fashionable clothing for a night out at the rodeo or every day working on the ranch. They know quality and will only bring you the best. The finest collections in the Western world are in downtown Pawhuska at Osage Outfitters. Go to OsageOutfittersPawhuska.com.
Chris Cochran and his whole football family are really fired up for the Cashion Wildcats tonight. Also about him joining forces with Legacy Insurance and Investments. He has taken his extensive 25 years of experience and proven customer service down to one of the historic buildings on Cashion's Main Street. Chris is an independent agent now and can shop all of your farm, personal, commercial, and life policy needs to provide you with a lot of different options. He is also licensed to assist with all of your financial planning needs like 401k rollovers, IRAs, and mutual funds. Call Chris anytime and let him go to work for you. Our partnership will be a win-win.
Our middle daughter actually has a heart defect, and we didn't find that out until we found out when she was about 12 she had a genetic disorder. She has 2 right coronary arteries and no left. Luckily to this day she hasn't had any symptoms, but you know, there's always that chance that something will happen, and it's kind of scary. She has to visit the cardiologist every once in a while, more often than you and I definitely would, just to get CAT scans and MRIs to make sure everything is still going the way it's supposed to go. But every year when that happens, who knows what you're going to find. I'm extremely excited about the All of Us Research Program. I wanted to participate not only because I wanted more cardiology research for my daughter and for our family, but also it's definitely a huge step in the right direction that we've been waiting for a long time.
Back here at Ormond Beach Stadium in Pawhuska on a chilly Friday night. Todd Miller, Michael Swisher with the crew. It is Class A semifinal action tonight. Number 1 ranked Pawhuska 12-0. Number 2 Cashion 14-0. Cashion trying to get back to the state championship game for the second time in as many years. Hopefully maybe a shot at Ringling, and Ringling leads right now 13-7 in the second quarter. That game at Thomas tonight. Michael, your thoughts on the first half? I think I know where you're going to go. That statistically, Pawhuska dominated this ball game, and they have to be in the locker room kicking themselves for some missed opportunities. On the flip side, Cashion must feel very, very good.
Yeah, absolutely. And like you said in that first half, not too many times you'll go into a state semifinal down feeling pretty good about things when you really hadn't done much in the first half. But that's, you know, where Cashion is. They got that late stop, kept us a one-possession game. You know, and you go in down 6-0 when you know your offense wasn't doing what your offense can do. Your defense, you know, you got to be really happy with your defense. Coach Shackelford told you he knew that Pawhuska was going to be able to move the ball. If you'd have told him Pawhuska would have 6 points at halftime, he would have taken it right there. But, you know, at the same time, if you'd have told him he would have 0 points at halftime, he probably wouldn't have liked his position. So he's probably very happy right now, and he's telling the guys that, hey, you know, look at where we are. Look at how in their eyes, look at how poorly we've played, and look at that scoreboard. Now we can go make these adjustments and go out there and get things turned around. And this, I mean, and that's what this, you know, this time of year, it's about those adjustments. And, you know, you prepare all week for what you're going to try to go out and do, and then you go out there and try to do it, and then you got to make those adjustments. And now this is where the coaches really earn their money, and, you know, the players' preparation really comes in now here in the second half.
Well, here's the thing. You want a statistic? The statistic that, to me, tells the entire first half, the starting field position for the Wildcats in the first 24 minutes of play, just past their 8-yard line. Just past their 8-yard line. The only touchdown drive of the first half for the Huskies started at the 17 of Cashion. They've been to the red zone of the Wildcats now 3 different times and only come away with 1 touchdown.
Yeah, that's what I say. I mean, you've given up some yards, the Cashion defense, but you got to be ecstatic for giving up just 6 points. Getting those stops in the red zone have been huge, and you know, again, just keeping that. I kind of go back to last year's semifinal with Pawhuska. Cashion in that first half, they're really struggling to get stops against Pawnee's run game. And, they were in jeopardy of Pawnee going up a couple of scores on them. And that was a team you didn't want to get behind because they could just chew up the clock and not give your team possessions. And Cashion finally caught a break and took advantage of it, and then rolled from there. And that's kind of if you're a Cashion fan, what you're looking for is to either, A, catch that break, because we've seen Cashion drop a couple of interceptions or, potential interceptions, get their hands on a ball or two. But if they can just catch a break and see what happens there, because, some people will tell you it's not the case, but momentum is a real thing. And if you can just get that momentum if you're Cashion. Meanwhile, if you're Pawhuska, you're upset. You're only 6-0, but you're in there saying, hey, look, we're dominating them. We're just going to continue to dominate them. That's what you're saying if you're Matt Hennessy, is that we're just going to continue to do what we're doing, but we're going to put points on the board.
The only score of the first half off that short 6-play, 17-yard drive, capped by a 1-yard touchdown plunge from junior running back Jack Long, his 8th rushing touchdown of the year. The try for 2 failed. That's where we are at halftime, 6-0. So first half numbers, first of all, for Pawhuska, 19 carries and 63 yards. Passing, Bryce Drummond, 18-31 for 127 of the first half. Huskies with 198 yards of total offense. Pawhuska 7 of 15 on third downs, 2 of 5 on fourth. Cashion, meanwhile, 15 carries for 82 yards. A lot of that came on that last drive when Pawhuska was back in prevent defense. Caden Harrell got much of his 41 yards on that series as well. 9 carries, 41 yards for Harrell in the first half. Ben Harmon is 4 of 9 passing for 33, so 115 yards of total offense for the Wildcats in the first half. And this is a huge statistic. Third down conversions, Cashion 1 of 5 in the first half.
Yeah, and, just not being able to extend drives and, keep your defense off the field has been huge for Cashion. They just haven't been able to get anything going momentum-wise on offense, and I think the field position has affected that because it affects your play calling. Where you are, if your heels are in the shadow of that end zone, then that affects your playbook, and it limits it a little bit. And so, we really haven't got to see the Wildcats other than really, I'd say, that first possession where they got the stop and then moved it down. We really haven't got to see them just open things up.
Receiving leaders in the first half for Pawhuska, Holton Justice, who hasn't been used just a ton this year in the passing game. 4 catches, 45 yards. Mason Gilkey, their leading receiver, 2 for 21. Cashion's leading receivers is Brexton Green, 2 for 25. Mason Manning has 2 catches for 8 yards. And Manning is the leading tackler in the first half for the Wildcats with 8 stops. We knew this is what it was going to be.
Yeah.
2 of the highest scoring offenses in the history of high school football. Cashion needs 22 points. Well, they need 16 now to become a 700-yard point scoring team for only the second time in school history. The other time was in 2014. And Pawhuska, nearly 800 total points in 12 games, the most prolific offensive scoring team in the history of high school football in the state of Oklahoma.
And this isn't, anything new. Cashion's been here, they score a lot of points all season. When it gets cold outside, and you play better teams, you play better defenses, the point totals go down. Like I said, I'm not surprised it's low scoring. I was more surprised at the fact at how quickly that half was played. Now, knock on wood, we said it, it was a clean half, and we hope that continues. That helps. You go have a bunch of touchdowns scored, that slows the game down, obviously, as well with all the timeouts. But it was a clean half. We played faster than Thomas and Ringling. I would have lost my life savings on that.
13-7 again, Ringling, the defending Class A state champions, leading Thomas. That game at Thomas tonight. That was a second quarter score at last check. Cashion offensively averaging 47-4 a game. Pawhuska 62.8 per ball game. Yeah, we got a shootout, don't we? 6-0. The defenses for the Wildcats and the Huskies, who allowed 9 points and 13 respectively per ball game, have dominated this. And I think, Swish, you make a great point. Field position has as much to do with that as anything. Not to take away from how Pawhuska's played. Their defense has gotten a lot better since we saw them earlier in the year. But you are very limited to the playbook as to how deep you can go when your averaging starting field position is about your 8.
And even, we saw Cashion narrowly escape a safety, when they really were back there. So the run game, it's tougher when you're down there. the passing game, you got to get you can't run, routes that are going to take a while to develop because you can't take the chance of your quarterback getting sacked in the end zone or getting a penalty in the end zone because you're going to give up 2 points there as well. So yeah, Cashion's just got to, and of course this is a chance right here. They're going to get the opening kickoff, so instantly you assume they're going to have decent field position, even if it's not returnable. That of course we saw it earlier where there was a kickoff that Caden Harrell thought was going to go out of bounds. It didn't apparently, and they had some of their worst field position.
Nima was on the play. He said that it was not a good call. The ball did go out of bounds. I'm going to tell you what, from up here it looked like it had not got out of bounds yet.
Yeah.
And but again, seeing things on the sideline for us tonight has been a guess at best. Look at the deep return men for Cashion. Max Brown, that's Braxton Green, also Max Brown, and I believe Lagasse is the third. Lagasse already has returned a touchdown for a score in the postseason this year on kickoffs. A lot of speed back there. Let's see if Cashion can parlay it into good starting field position for their offense.
If you can see all the way across the field like that and see that number, you're a lot better than I am.
Cooper Kyler will spot the ball at the 40-yard line. Pawhuska took the ball to start the contest. Thus, Cashion gets it to start the second half. And Kyler kicks it away, and we're underway in the final half here from Pawhuska. And that will be hauled in by Lagasse. Landon cuts middle of the field. He's to the 20, down the middle to the 30, and he almost broke it. He's tripped up at the 35-yard line, and that was a touchdown-saving tackle, perhaps, by Holton Justice.
Certainly would have been across midfield had Justice not made that tackle, but this is the field position that Cashion needed, 35-yard line. This is something that they didn't see a lot of in that first half.
By 24 yards, this is their best starting field position of their first 5 possessions tonight. Harmon fakes the handoff, drops, pocket collapsing. Harmon steps up. He's in trouble, and they're going to sack Ben Harmon back inside the 30-yard line. They came on a delayed blitz and swallowed him under. And Jamar Goff was the first of about 4 orange and black cladded Huskies to get to Ben Harmon.
And it looked like after Harmon made his drop, he set his feet, and it almost looked like his back foot slipped on that turf a little bit. And from there, things just got worse as that good field position just lost several yards.
Loss of 8 to the 27 of the sack, the first of the night against Ben Harmon. As we played nearly a minute of the third quarter, Harmon on a stretch play, hands it off to Harrell, hit in the backfield and had his legs taken out from underneath him. And look who it was again. It was Holton Justice who made the special team stop that comes in and drops Caden Harrell for a loss.
And he ran a long way to make that tackle, and it's not easy to bring number 9 down by yourself, and he just chopped him down at the knees and got it done. So Cashion's good field position now has turned into 3rd and 2 first downs.
3rd and 17. They do give him a yard to the 24. With 10:41 to play here in the third quarter. Todd Miller, Michael Swisher, and Neiman Nabavi, the crew with you on Squirtle tonight. Back to throw Harmon, throwing deep left, and it's incomplete as they had bracketed that time with a double team. Mason Manning, the intended target.
Really a pretty good throw. Just put too much on that one, but put it to where neither defender could get it, but just not quite enough for Manning to run up underneath it.
You know, Swish, you wonder what the mentality was, even though they had to feel pretty good at halftime. This team has not been in ball games. We told you they've crushed people to the tune of 477 to 55 in the first half of games this year. They were up 20 to 14 a couple of weeks ago, and I think maybe didn't know what to think before blowing the doors off of the second half. Braxton Green, a high snap under duress, kicks it straight up in the air. It hits at the 45-yard line, and it's going to be down there. So that will be a punt of 21 yards. And Pawhuska's defense stiffens, and the Huskies tonight will start for the second time on the plus side of 50.
Yeah, and really the only other game, where Cashion was in a game at halftime was that Thomas game where Cashion got out 14-0 early, but Thomas was able to cut it a little bit by halftime, and that was a fourth quarter game there. So, it's not new to Cashion, but certainly not exactly familiar territory.
Pistol formation, Jack Long empties the backfield, motions right. Bryce Drummond throws it that way. The ball was high. It's off of his fingertips, and it's incomplete. And Cashion had a chance to intercept that. Now the Wildcats say that was a lateral. The ball is alive. We've still not seen any indication. Cashion has it. They're tackled on the 46-yard line.
I think that was number 72 there for Pawhuska that finally picked it up. Connor Easley, as the whistles never blew. A lot of people were standing around and Easley just scooped it up, and finally he got dropped for a big loss there. A lot of confusion on that play by everybody,
including myself. I thought Cashion had it. You're right, it was Connor Easley, the left tackle, that had it. He'll lose back to the 46-yard line, so it is a loss of 9. It'll bring up 2nd down and 19 as Drummond drops under pressure, moving left, throws left, ball too high, incomplete. Manning was in coverage as they were looking again for Dalton Hurd.
So back to that play before, another missed opportunity for Cashion, where a chance if the guys really knew what was going on, a chance to scoop that one up and give them back possession, but still 3rd and long for Pawhuska.
Bryce Drummond, through the exact same point of the season, albeit 1 game fewer this year than last year, both times through the quarterfinals, had thrown 308 passes this year. He had completed 35 more and 23 more touchdowns during that same period of time. They shift, and now Drummond lines up to the near side, and now they're going to snap it that way to Bryce, and we get a timeout called by Cashion. I can't imagine what the Wildcats were thinking when they saw that alignment.
Yeah, and I'm thinking that's exactly what Pawhuska wanted to get out of that, at least make Cashion burn a timeout, if nothing else.
Timeout, 10:04 to play, 3rd quarter, 6-0 Huskies over the Wildcats, so the High Plains Insurance Squirtle game of the week.
The High Plains Insurance Agency takes pride in keeping up with many changes in the crop insurance industry and keeping their insurers informed of these changes. The goal is to help each farmer customize their crop insurance to meet their needs. Thanks for your continued business. And remember, call Amy, Carissa, or Danny at High Plains Insurance in Medford and Loyal at 580-395-2447 or toll free at 1-800-346-4056 for a quote today.
3rd down and 19 for Pawhuska. In the first half, they were 7 of 15 against the Cashion defense, which has been almost airtight against the opposition on 3rd downs this year. Gilkey motions to the far side. Back to throw, Drummond. Plenty of time, throws it over the middle, the ball incomplete, and that hit the hands again of Mason Manning.
And I think everybody in the whole stadium looked for a flag to be pulled out there, or to see if one would be.
Hey, that was Lagasse on coverage with Nick underneath.
Thank you. It was 19 and not 16. Lagasse was the one that had his hand on the football. Bryce Drummond in the first half failed to convert on 14 passes of his 31. I'll bet at least a third of those incompleted passes were balls that were knocked down. Drummond will boot it away with the left foot. Kicks it inside the 10, turns over inside the 5, and just enough.
Barely.
If you're a Wildcat fan, as it will go into the end zone, and we'll have a touchback, 1st down and 10.
And I saw him in the pregame. He was working on that specific kick where, although he was angling it more to the sideline, where he was dropping it in and trying to get it to stop inside the 10-yard line on those quick kicks right there.
1st down and 10 for Cashion at their own 20-yard line. Wildcats this year average well over 450 yards of total offense. They were held to just 115 through 2 quarters. Out of the gun with it is Harmon. He'll turn and hand it off to Harrell. Harrell is hit, driven backwards, and I think he's going to lose 2 back to the 18-yard line. Man, they have had great pursuit to the football, and this time it was John Reed. The linebacker was the first of about 4 Huskies to get back there.
And you said it earlier, Todd. They've got it set. They're not going to let Harrell beat them. They've got a lot of guys in the box, but despite that, even if Cashion tries to take advantage of it with the passing game, Harmon hasn't had a lot of time to throw either.
No, and he's had a great postseason, has been Harmon. Harmon, a quick throw out right for Braxton Green, and he's hit and ushered out of bounds, or they're going to say forward progress was stopped inbounds, so the clock will continue to roll. Coverage that time from Tell Richardson.
And that was a good job there of getting the tackle and not allowing Green to get any yards after the catch.
3rd down and 8. Cashion, 3 minutes gone here in the 3rd quarter. 6-0 Pawhuska as it was at halftime. Caden Harrell with both hands on his knees in the backfield. Harmon with pressure coming, dumps it off near side. Green, diving catch, and did he hold on? No, they're going to say it's incomplete. As he tried to make a diving attempt on the near side, it looked like he had his hands under the ball for a minute, and then maybe it popped out as he hit the turf.
Would have been enough for a first down, but another empty third down for the Wildcats, one of those stats that you mentioned being big in this game.
Ben Harmon is 69% passing. Harmon tonight has completed just 5 of 11 passes against this much-improved Pawhuska defense. Brexton Green on the punt, and there's pressure. They may have got a piece of it. It's a low, wobbly punt that hits at the 40, and it's going to roll out of bounds at the 45-yard line. So Pawhuska will start their second consecutive second-half drive. Michael Swisher on the plus side of the 50, and like the first, they'll start at the 45.
Yep, and really got a fortunate roll out of that kick. It did look like Pawhuska got their hands on it, but Green able to get enough, and that end-over-end bounce worked in Cashion's favor there and got another favorable roll, or it could have been an even better field position for the Huskies.
23 yards on the Brexton Green punt. 1st and 10, Pawhuska at the 45-yard line. Bryce Drummond, bound for the University of North Texas, will keep it on first down, lowers his helmet, and runs right into a defender, and he'll be spun down at about the 43-yard line, as Justice Broadbent was the first to get there for Pawhuska, or for Cashion. So just 2 yards to the 43. Another big stand right here for the Wildcats. As we played nearly 4 minutes of this third quarter, still 6-0 Pawhuska as it was at halftime. The only scoring is a Jack Long touchdown run on a short 6-play, 17-yard series in the second quarter for Pawhuska. Drummond to throw, flips it over the middle, ball caught, then dropped. Big time hit that time, and look who it was, Caden Harrell, that extracted the ball from the hands of Hagan McGuire.
And Nabavi was right there behind it, possibly a chance for him to get his fingertips on it. I don't know that he expected the ball to come back his direction there.
So it's 3rd down and 8. Pawhuska on third downs, now 7 of 16 tonight. 7:58 to play, third quarter. Long in the backfield, offset to the left of Bryce Drummond. Drummond walks up behind the line of scrimmage. Cashion showing a little bit of pressure. Drummond fakes the handoff, throws a slant over the middle. The ball is caught by Dalton Hurd, and Hurd will struggle for a first down as he gets to the 35-yard line. That was a dart from Bryce Drummond right in front of Justice Broadbent, who went another yard as he was drugged by Dalton Hurd to the first down marker.
And again, we see Pawhuska just able to move these chains and keep possessions alive, something that the Wildcats have been unable to do on a consistent basis tonight. And just another big offensive opportunity here for the Huskies as they're trying to get a 2-possession lead, which suddenly with, now down to almost a quarter and a half to play would be huge.
Gain to the 34, 1st and 10, long in the backfield. Drummond gets the snap, but as he does, we get flags, and more than likely it's going to be an illegal procedure call.
Delay of game
against Pawhuska. Nope, delay of game. Nema's right. So the line of scrimmage back to the 39-yard line. And we'll bring up first down and 15. Mason Gilkey along with Cody Starr, the 2 receivers to the near side. 1 receiver right. Long in the backfield with Bryce Drummond. 1st and 15 to the 39. Now they motion Hurd to the near side. Drummond throws over the middle. The ball is caught by Hurd at the 35, and then he tries to backpedal. It is dropped immediately as he was tackled by Jacob Farrow.
Hey guys, they've been bracketing and doubling down on Gilkey, leaving that slot open and basically daring the coach Hennessy and Drummond to throw that every single time.
2nd down from the 35-yard line, a gain of 4, brings up 2nd down at 11. Already halfway through nearly this third quarter of play. Drummond to throw from his own 43, feels the pressure, rolling left, gets a block, sidearm flips it near side, and it's caught right at the down marker. That was, again, Hurd, and he made the catch in front of Farrow, who punished him out of bounds.
And you're hearing a lot of Cashion fans in front of us here. They're wanting a flag thrown on that call. They felt that one of the Cashion defenders, I think maybe Camden Maroney, number 61, felt he got in the backfield and was held in his pursuit of Drummond.
I thought it looked like a clean block myself. A lot of good contact. Third down and 11. Drummond to roll for the 35. Throws far side. Ball caught. And that's a first down reception. Holton Justice makes the catch, was able to get a foot in, and then is ushered out of bounds. But again, you see the arm strength of Bryce Drummond.
Put that one on the money, on the run. Excellent throw, excellent catch there. The concentration on the sideline to keep the foot in and make the catch.
Gain of 14 down to the 21, refreshes the down marker with 6:32 to play here in the third quarter, along with Neiman Nabavi, the voice of the Wildcats, and Michael Swisher. I'm Todd Miller at Ormond Beach Stadium in Pawhuska. Drummond to throw again, retreats, rolling right, throws on the run towards the end zone, and the ball is tipped away, incomplete. The intended target was Dalton Hurd, and it was Braxton Green that again knocks another ball away. I don't know if you saw what I did, but it looked like that the receiver was open.
Yeah, open for a minute, but again, that was another throw on the run there, and that allowed, had to put some air underneath that one and allowed Cashion to close in on that.
Drummond, they tell me, Matt Hennessy does, will graduate in 3 weeks, and then he's down to Denton. He's going to start his collegiate career with the Mean Green. They've got a good one coming.
Yeah,
Mason Fine, of course, is his position coach right now at Pawhuska.
And Phils, he's got a chance to compete for a job next year.
Drummond straight ahead, gives it to Jack Long, picks his way inside the 20, and then he is punished. What a big-time hit at the 18-yard line.
It's going to set up yet another third down for the Huskies. As, they haven't gone far on this drive, but they're chewing up the seconds and the minutes off this clock.
Broadbent was the one that hit him and hit him hard. The gain goes to the 19, so it's going to bring up third down at a long 6. Pawhuska is 0 for the third quarter on third down conversions. Both of these teams have been sick this year on third down success. Pawhuska nearly 80% before tonight's matchup through 12 ball games. Bryce Drummond in a pistol look. Gets the snap. Now runs right. Bryce Drummond did not get, I believe, to the first down marker. He's going to be close. And he's tackled by Caden Harrell. It's going to be very, very close to the first down marker.
That play had an odd look to it because none of the offensive linemen went on the snap, it seemed like, and Drummond just ducked his head and went short of the first down. But I'm wondering if that snap was a little early.
He acted a little surprised, didn't he?
Yeah.
2 yards short at the 17. So it's fourth down. Huskies will go for it again with 5:05 to play here in the third. Bryce Drummond to throw. Being pushed back. Now escapes the sack, but he's going to go down short of the first down. Caden Harrell was the one that finally got him to the ground, and I do not know how Bryce Drummond got away from that jailbreak back at the 24-yard line.
I felt his knee hit the ground there when that pile pushed him back. But he kind of put his hand on one of his guys' backs and got up and got another yard or so out of it. But another big stop inside the red zone for the Cashion defense, giving the offense another chance here.
5:01 to play here in the third quarter. First and 10 at the 15. Ben Harrell to throw. In trouble. Rolls left. Dumps it over the middle of the ball. Knocked away incomplete by Gilkey as he was looking for Landon Lagasse that time. The last time I saw Cashion play, Lagasse had a terrific game in that 28-7 showdown victory over Thomas in Cashion.
Needed to lead Lagasse just a little bit more on that pass because if you got to slow down at all, Gilkey's going to catch up to pretty much anybody, and he was able to catch up and get a play on that ball.
73 tackles for losses through 12 games for the front three of that Husky defense, and they have made life miserable tonight for Ben Harmon. Second and 10 at the 15-yard line. Harmon and Harrell look to each other. Now Ben points Caden to his right. They'll set up a lateral. They throw it behind the line of scrimmage, but a great read that time of the Husky defense.
If you look there,
Mason Gilkey was the one that read it perfectly and tackled Braxton Green for -5.
All 11 of Pawhuska's defenders are in the box. Their deepest players on these snaps have been their linebackers. Their defensive backs, their cornerbacks, they're all up here at the line of scrimmage right on these receivers.
Third and 15. The Wildcats back at the 10-yard line. They've lived in this end of the field all night long. Harmon to throw. Here comes the pressure off the edge. Throws it over the middle, and it's incomplete. He was looking that time for Landon Lagasse, who was pretty well covered by Holton Justice.
Yeah.
And I'm telling you, Harmon is just off switch because he's feeling that pressure.
Yeah, he's got to throw it just a tick sooner than he wants to. And so you've got to be perfect on those throws, and he just hasn't had time to really get his feet set and put him on the money like the guys have been seeing him do all year long.
Minus yardage here with this third quarter for Cashion's offense. They've yet to pick up a first down with 4:13 to go in the third. Line drive kick, and this is going to be fumbled by Hurd. Hurd picks it up. Flags all over the field.
Yeah.
Hurd is going to cut right at the 45, breaks a tackle. The football came out at the 35-yard line. Cashion is saying that they have it. The Wildcats are saying that they have come up with the game's first turnover. They have. Dalton Hurd coughed up the football, struggling for yardage right in front of the Husky sideline.
Well,
the run would have gone for naught because there was 3 flags, all for an illegal block back downfield.
I'm going to assume Cashion doesn't take that penalty.
I think you're right.
They do decline it, so they'll take possession of the ball. So there is one of those breaks that I talked about. Now we'll see if the Cashion offense can finally capitalize on it as the special teams come up big.
3:59 to play here in the third quarter. 1st and 10 of the 35. Harmon drops, throws over.
There it is.
Landing to the top of his fingertips, incomplete. Oh, my goodness, they finally busted one to that secondary, and Harmon led Manning, who couldn't quite haul it in off of the fingertips.
Yep, finally got it. And, now we're starting to see him trying to get a little bit more over the top here. As I said before, they've got 11 guys up within 7 yards of the line of scrimmage. So Cashion has got to find a way to get behind that. So you've got to get Harmon just a little bit more time there. Almost broke that one, but if the Wildcats can continue to try to get behind them here and get this big play, they can make something out of this.
1st and 10 of the 30, 2nd and 10 of the 35. Direct snap, as that's Harmon who weaves his way out to the 39-yard line, and that'll bring up 3rd down. Neiman, did you by chance see who recovered that fumble of Dalton Hurd earlier? He's not listening to me because I can see him right there. It was Broadbent, is what we're being told, that recovered the fumble. So it's 3rd down and 6 at the 39-yard line. 3:18 and counting to play in a scoreless third quarter to this point. It's still 6-0 Pawhuska after a mid-second quarter touchdown run by Jack Long. Back to throw is Harmon. He slips. His knee went down, and now he is sacked behind the line of scrimmage at the 37.
Second time we've seen that in this half where he goes back and just loses his footing.
Well, I thought Cashion's defense was quick. Man, that front 7 of Pawhuska is just pitting back their ears right now and going right at Ben Harmon.
Ringling Thomas now a 2014 game. Blue Devils still on top.
So Braxton Green, who has not had a great third quarter punting, needs to get one off here. Has very little pressure. He punts it up in the air. It's a wobbly punt to the near side. It's going to hit at the 45 and take one big bounce out of bounds into the Wildcat sideline. It looks like at the 43. So 13 up, 7 down, a 23-yard punt with 2:33 to go here in the third quarter.
And oddly enough, the worst starting field position of the half for the Huskies, is it not?
By far and away. They've started their last 2 drives, and Cashion's into the field.
Here they are at the 43, and this is this ranks as bad field position for Pawhuska.
And in those drives, they've picked up just 2 first downs with that good starting field position. Dalton Hurd comes to the near side, trips to the near side. Pistol look. Bryce Drummond from the 43 fakes the handoff, flips out a screen right, but he's in trouble. And the ball carrier, Hagan McGuire, is going to be swollen under back at the 38-yard line. Broadbent was there. Yeah. Also, Caden Harrell was there, along with about 2 or 3 other teammates.
Broadbent did a great job reading that play. He saw it developing and just broke straight for the ball and made the tackle immediately.
-6 on that busted up screen. 2nd and 16 to the 37, exactly 2 minutes to go here in the third quarter. Winter plays at UCO and Edmond next Saturday night at 7 o'clock for the gold ball in Class A. Drummond drops back to the 30, slings it out right. Ball is caught, and then it's dropped. Holy cow, Braxton Green popped the ball right out of the hands of Hagan McGuire.
Yeah, no other defenders really close enough on that one to try to make a play on the ball, but that would have been another great opportunity for the Cashion defense to get a turnover.
Cashion is laying the leather. That's about the second or third dislodged pass that we've seen from a hit administered by the Wildcats secondary in this third quarter. 1:52 to go. 3rd and 16 for Pawhuska at their own 37-yard line. Winner gets the winner of Ringling and Thomas next week. Drummond rolling right, now running out of time. Steps up, throws on the run across the way. It's too high, incomplete. He was looking for Dalton Hurd. It was pretty well covered. The ball sailed on Bryce Drummond, and now it's 4th down. You would think Drummond would be called on to punt now with about $1:46 to go in the third.
Another stop for the Cashion defense and a chance here for some fairly good field position for the Wildcats.
Mason Manning will be back to receive the punt, and he's going to stand at about the 32-yard line. Bryce Drummond is back in punt formation now at the 31. And now Cashion is bringing everybody up thinking that Pawhuska is going to go for it.
Yeah.
Drummond instead boots it away. A flag is down. The ball hits at the 35, turns over and goes out of bounds at the 25-yard line. So as of now, it's a 38-yard punt for Bryce Drummond, but we'll have to read the flag.
Well, if you're Cashion, you've got to respect the fact that Drummond is back there. So when they put those wideouts out there, you can't just, leave somebody wide open. And that is against the Huskies.
I think it was a hold, perhaps.
I didn't get to see the call, but puts them at the 30. So Cashion inching toward the other end of the field one way or another.
1:44 to go here in the third quarter. Neiman DeBavi, Michael Swisher, Todd Miller, the crew tonight on the High Plains Insurance Squirtle Game of the Week. One of the most anticipated small school football matchups in a long time. Harrell on first down, has some space, gets out across the 35, has his legs taken out from underneath him around the 37. That's going to be a good gain on first down for a team that has been held to less than 4 yards on first down tonight and came in averaging over 10 per first down snap this season.
And that was Justice again coming from, I believe, the opposite side of the field to make that tackle on Harrell.
1:15 to play in the third. Harmon again hands it off to Harrell, gets out of an ankle tackle, now sweeps right. Bang, down he goes at the 45-yard line.
So you got to wonder now. So Cashion hasn't given up on the run game. They keep chipping away. We'll see if it starts to pay dividends here late in the third and in the fourth quarter. See if those holes start opening up more. They certainly have on those last two plays.
Bryce Drummond led the charge defensively out there for the Huskies. It's first down at 10. Harmon on the zone read, keeps it running right. He's to the 40. Harmon still going inside the 35, and he's pushed out of bounds.
Great job there on the read by Harmon. As you say, zone read, and he made the right one, pulled it away from Harrell. And if nothing else, on top of the great yardage, it gave Harrell a breather on the play.
Down to the 32-yard line. So it's a gain of 23, the longest run tonight, obviously, for Ben Harmon. 45 seconds to go in the third. Swish, I'm telling you, this offense all of a sudden looks like it's had some life breathed into it.
It looks like a Cashion offense suddenly.
Harrell offset to the left. 2 tight ends right, 1 wide receiver is green, split left. They hand it again to Harrell. This time he runs up the back of a blocker, and Pawhuska wrestles him down as the first to get there was the defensive end, Hagan McGuire. So no gain. It's second down and 10. And we're under 20 seconds now to play here in the third quarter. 6-0 Pawhuska. They've dominated this game in so many categories, but the Wildcats are one big play away from perhaps gaining the advantage. Harmon slaps the hands, gets the exchange, straight up the middle. He's inside the 30, and Harmon is tackled at the 29-yard line of what will be the final play of quarter number 3. So 12 minutes to decide which one of these two Class A heavyweights punches their ticket to Watland Stadium next week in Edmond. Through 3, number 1 Pawhuska 6, second-ranked Cashion 0 of the High Plains Insurance Squirtle Game of the Week.
You want commitment from your bank. You want excellent service, and you want loyalty. Bank Central National Association strives every day to give you the banking experience you really want and enjoy. Their friendly staff is here to serve you and provide you with the best service around. Call them today at 580-234-3316 or visit them in Enid, Alva, Woodward, Anthony, Kansas, or Harper, Kansas. Thank you for choosing Bank Central National Association. Member FDIC.
FloorTech proudly serves schools across the state of Oklahoma with their gym floor and janitorial supply needs.
Here we go, the Cashion Wildcats in front of us, urging the fans to come to their feet. They will be just outside the red zone when we start the fourth, 3rd and 5 at the 28.
And Todd, we've seen Cashion start to run the ball effectively, so that certainly will keep the Huskies, crashing in. Look for play action coming soon. I don't know if it's going to be on this 3rd down, but it certainly makes that a more viable play for the Wildcats.
2 tight ends. They fake the handoff. Harmon on 3rd and 5, sweeping left. Tries to get to the end, does. Has a first down, and he's out of bounds. Inside the 20-yard line, it was just a foot race to the first down marker, and Ben Harmon won the race as they'll refresh the downs. Just 10 seconds gone here with the 4th.
And he was grabbing his right ankle as he came down. It almost looked like he got spun and his cleats stuck in the turf there. And he's going to come out for a play and get looked at. But, yeah, he was grabbing that right ankle. Actually, that was Green, wasn't it?
It was Braxton, yeah. It's 10, not 12.
Sorry.
13 yards on the Harmon carry. First down and 10. Cashion down 6-0 early 4th. They're in the red zone. Harmon hands it off to Harrell. Harrell, look at the strength of that guy. He only got about 2, but he got 2 being pushed backwards while he was going forwards with his momentum against 2 Husky defenders.
Cashion opting to just stay with it on the ground here. It's been working this entire drive. I don't know what they've discovered here. I almost wish I had Coach Mendenhall up here to tell me. I'm sure he's seeing things a lot better than I can from a football perspective, but it's working for Cashion so far.
2nd and 8. Zone read again for Harmon. Running room, and it closes quickly.
Yeah.
Tries to get to the 10-yard line, and it's going to be stopped just short and then driven backwards. And he was hit first by Lachero Wildcat, who is outstanding. 110 tackles on that defensive front for Pawhuska.
And that hole closed quickly there, as I thought Harmon was going to be able to garner a few more yards out of that carry, but that hole closed, and they were able to drive him back.
2-yard carry for Harmon to the 11. 3rd down and 6, so they can pick up a first down without the touchdown. 1:15 into the 4th quarter, still 6-0 Pawhuska, the number 1 ranked team in Class A according to Squirtle as it was at halftime. Harrell and Harmon in the backfield. Harmon awaits the snap back from Joey Wilson. He hands it off to Harrell, and Harrell will not get there.
No, he was hit before he got to the line of scrimmage, still kept those feet moving, maybe got half a yard out of that, but not enough. And it's going to be 4th down for Cashion.
I'm going to tell you, I don't know if you saw that collision, Swish. That was man-on-man, Jamar Goff and Caden Harrell.
Yeah, and Goff got to him before Harrell could get to that line of scrimmage. And, again, that was 500 pounds meeting up right there.
4th and 6 at the 11 with 10 minutes to play here in the football game. 6-0 Huskies. And before Cashion gets the snap, they come running in with the back judge, Mike Tart.
I think that's going to be on Green.
It's against Braxton Green. He fired early ahead of the snap from the wide receiver spot. And now it's back to the 16, and it brings up 4th down and 11. This game has been remarkable from a penalty standpoint, but that one is a crucial penalty.
That's big. 4th and 11 is just considerably different than 4th and 6, especially down on this end of the field. But then again, maybe it opens it up just a little bit
Green
more.
motions left to right, back to throw Harmon towards the end zone. Ball is caught, and Pawhuska is saying it was incomplete. The officials are looking at it, and I think they're going to give an incompleted pass to the Wildcats.
I never did see
Nima, could you see that? You're down there on the sidelines. We were blocked by the entire Wildcat bench.
He must not be able to. His battery must have run out on him, but wow.
So 1st down and 10. The line of scrimmage is at the 16-yard line for Pawhuska. Man, this has been every bit, if not better, than anybody could have hoped for. Just a different type game than people thought.
This was supposed to be the Ringling Thomas score tonight.
That's exactly right. 1st and 10 at the 16 for Bryce Drummond. Turns and he'll hand it off. Long sweeping right. He is hit and knocked towards the sideline. They'll say he stayed in bounds. Jacob Farrow was the one that squared his shoulders up and drove him to the ground.
Harrell also in on that tackle. One of those guys is just a warrior, has to go both ways, doesn't get much rest. You see him grabbing that left hamstring right now. He's expended a lot of energy tonight. Hopefully he can keep healthy and stay out there because the Wildcats certainly need him. But he's been called a lot on this fourth quarter.
No gain, 2nd and 10. Drummond with Long in the backfield. Motions heard right to left of the formation. Bryce rolling left, needs a block, trying to buy time, throws it downfield. He has a receiver open, and it's incomplete. It was looking for A.J. Soliano, who was open, but Drummond's throw was well to the boundary side of Soliano.
One of the very few times tonight we've seen any receiver get behind the defense to give either team a chance at a big play.
We saw it happen a couple of series ago for Cashion when Mason Manning had the ball go off of his fingertips in what was a golden opportunity miss. Cashion has had some missed opportunities here in this second half. Still being shut out 6-0, 3 minutes into the fourth quarter. 3rd and 10 at the 16-yard line. If you're a Husky fan, and there's a bunch of them in this packed stadium here in Osage County tonight, you'd like to at least pick up a first down or two on this drive, and we get a timeout. 9:02 to play in the football game. State semifinals from Pawhuska. Huskies 6, Cashion nothing to the High Plains Insurance Squirtle Game of the Week.
Is your school or booster club looking for ways to fundraise? Let Downtown Threads create a custom website to showcase all your school apparel. You pick the design and the garment, we do the rest. We will handle all the payments and cut you one check when the website is closed. Call today, 580-237-7060. Downtown Threads, proudly supporting all local high school athletes.
There's a new place for fun in downtown Pawhuska. The Dry Hollow Bar might be Pawhuska's newest bar, but it's got a throwback vibe that will take you back to the early days of Osage County. You'll find your favorite wines, beers, and cocktails. Take off the chill with an Irish coffee or a hot toddy, or swing by for a Bloody Mary. Open Monday through Saturday, it's Pawhuska's upscale place to relax. The Dry Hollow Bar, 517 Kahika.
Back to live action at Ormond Beach Stadium. 3rd and 10 of the 16. Here comes the pressure.
Oh, wow.
Drummond eludes it, throws out right. Hurd leaps for the catch, and it's incomplete. And he took a shot for what would have been a 2-yard gain.
And I thought Harrell was going to unload on the sack there. Great job by Drummond to avoid it.
Landon Lagasse was the one that knocked the ball out of the hands of Dalton Hurd, and we have seen a whole bunch of that on some vicious clean hits for the Wildcat defense.
And one other thing that we have seen is Cashion flip the field now as the Wildcats should once again get excellent field position.
Drummond with a high kick. It's short, down the middle of the field, hits at the 46, turns over. Bryce's punt hits at the 49 and then is down near midfield. Not bad, 34 yards. It didn't look great off of his foot, but half a field to work with for the Wildcats, down just a touchdown and an extra point from taking their first lead and 8:49 to play.
And we'll see how much Cashion goes to Caden Harrell here. As I said, he was grabbing that left hamstring on that last defensive series. Did make a big play there on 3rd down, but they've gone to him a lot here in the 4th. Hopefully for Cashion's sake, his body can hold up.
Manning and Landon Lagasse split wide right. Braxton Green is that way as well. Also out there is Nick Nabavi. And before anybody gets anything done, they throw a flag in the backfield defensively. And that may be a sideline warning. It's against Cashion, whatever it is, and it's not a sideline warning. But look at Lynn Shackelford.
Yeah, he is not happy. He was trying to get the right personnel out there.
I think Nabavi was the 12th man out there on the field. I think it was an illegal substitution.
Yeah, once he got that out there far enough, here came the flag.
1st and 15, Harmon to throw. being with time, running out of time. Slings it right, receiver wide open to the 47, down the boundary to the 40, and out of bounds with another big catch. Was Mason Manning, I believe.
It looked like Manning, and that was a long throw. Manning had to go down and get that at his ankles, but he made the catch. But that was another wrinkle off of play. We've seen them run 3 times now where they send Green in motion and have him, reverse field. And that's the third time we've seen him run it, but this time a different wrinkle off of it.
16 yards, first down to the Pawhuska 39. Harmon will keep it, spins, and he is decked. Big time hit from Holton Justice, who came up for free safety. No gain.
Spun out of one tackle, couldn't do it out of the second one.
So second down and 10. That play takes us under 8.5 minutes to play. Braxton Green, their leading receiver, who was out of that play, is back in, deployed to the wide side. Mason Manning, who had a catch earlier this drive for 11, to get the Wildcats into Pawhuska territory, is split left. Harmon at a high snap throws left. Green slipped and almost still was able to reach back and make the catch. It's off of his hands, incomplete. 3rd and 10.
About the third time we've seen a Cashion player tonight down on this end slip here in the second half to at least affect a play.
3rd down, almost 11. The ball nestled up against the 40-yard line. It's between the 40 and 39-yard line in Husky territory for the Cashion Wildcats. 6-0 our score with 8:06 to play in this state semifinal matchup. Harrell in the backfield. Harmon to throw. Throws it out left. Ball incomplete. He was looking for Mason Manning, who was perhaps interfered with that time by Cody Starr.
It was definitely some physical coverage there, but Starr did a good job. A lot of times, we've seen it all year long, Cashion's receivers making those plays when it's a up for grabs ball, one-on-one play. We've seen the Cashion receivers make it, but Starr got the better deal on that one.
Normally, we would be at a neutral site. COVID has other ideas. The OSSAA moving everything through the state semifinals to the home side, and it was determined last Saturday morning by a coin flip. Shaq called tails. Obviously, it was heads, and Cashion is here. 4th and 10, they're going to go for it. Harmon drops. Here comes the pressure. They've sacked him. It's a jailhouse break sack back at the 47-yard line.
And you had to know the pressure was coming, and Harmon was going to have to make some kind of quick throw there. Wasn't able to get off that first throw and couldn't get out of containment there. It dropped for the loss. Huge stop for the Huskies defense.
I know what some may be thinking. Okay, why did you go for it? Well, field position hasn't meant anything for Pawhuska's offense tonight.
Exactly.
Shaq feels very good with the way his defense is playing right now.
Yeah, absolutely. He's trusting his defense, put a lot into it. And you just also, when you have the opportunity, you got to try to take advantage of it. And just didn't work out for Cashion there. And Harmon looked like he got a little shook up on that play.
Line of scrimmage at the 46 to the ground game with Long. Stacked up, bounces left with running room. First down to the 45 and out of bounds near the Cashion 40-yard line.
And that one play essentially flipped the field for the Huskies. Well, we do have a penalty flag down here at the 46.
And that was thrown in the vicinity of where Jack Long was able to spring free. And I think it's going to be against Pawhuska. They're already starting to retreat. It's a hold against the Huskies.
So scratch what I said about flipping the field.
So the ball goes back to the 44. In terms of original field position, it's only a loss of 2. But from the end of the run, it's a loss of almost 15 or 16 for the Husky offense. 1st and 12 back at the 30, make that the 44-yard line. With 7:45 remaining up on the scoreboard, off to our left or the south end here of Ormond Beach Stadium. Quarterback keeper Bryce Drummond bangs his way across the 45, stretches out to the 48. Justice Broadbent, who has had just a terrific night tonight for that Wildcat defense, was the first to hit him.
Saw Hagan McGuire come up. He was the last out of the pile there, and he came up limping. Still trying to stretch out whatever happened to him.
It's a shame these two are meeting in the semifinals. These are two state championship caliber football teams. Not to say that Thomas and Ringling aren't, but these are two really good football teams. 2nd and 8 to the 48. And I've seen Thomas. These two both are better in my opinion. They'll motion long to the far side. Drummond keeps it. He's inside Cashion territory and lunges towards the 45. That's going to be about 1.5 yards short of the first down sticks. So it'll be 3rd and short with 6:41 to play.
Matt Hennessy just keeping it in Drummond's hands, and even Drummond now. Look at Drummond limping just a little bit. He's took a shot on that play.
3rd, a long yard at the 45. They did get just inside the 44. Does Pawhuska for the first down. Pistol formation. They have a 2-by-1 formation look with the tight end lined up left. Drummond hands it off to Long. Jack Long a first down as he lowers his head and picks his way for about 2.5 down to the 43.
New set of downs. Chance for Pawhuska to eat up even more of this clock. They're working that play clock down inside of 10 seconds before they take the snap. So now getting to the point where the clock is working against you if you're Cashion.
1st and 10, Pawhuska at the 43 of Cashion. Tight end motions right to left. Gives straight ahead to Long, and he is cut down for a loss. Long was hit immediately and dropped in his tracks by Jacob Farrow.
Yep, he was shooting that gap and making the right read, got the tackle. 2-yard loss.
You know, we have referred to numerous times, Swish, about the play clock tonight. I didn't know coming up here if we would even refer to that one time.
Well, early on we certainly weren't, as both teams were working fast, but now both teams keeping it on the ground, and certainly if you're in Pawhuska's position.
2nd and 12, quick throw out. It's incomplete. Dalton Hurd diving to make the attempt. Some of the Cashion fans down below thought that maybe was a live ball. It was clearly a forward pass and not a lateral, so it's 3rd down and 12.
And importantly for Cashion, it stops the clock. 5 minutes and a second left here on this 3rd and long.
Cashion has got to get off the field defensively and force a punt regardless of their field position, because if Pawhuska picks up a first down, Cashion's probably not going to get it back until in the very least around 2 minutes to go.
Right, so these 3rd downs now, the importance of them growing exponentially.
3rd and 12. Drummond rolling right from his own 45, being pressured, steps up, throws near side, incomplete. And he was nearly sacked that time as he had pressure coming from Joey Wilson up the middle. I'm a little bit surprised now that Pawhuska has thrown the ball twice, because that's like 2 free timeouts to Cashion as the clock stops again with 4:54 to play.
Yeah, they were running the ball effectively. There was that one run blitz that Cashion ran to get the stop there. So we're probably going to see this kick here by Drummond.
Drummond with no pressure, a line drive kick off of his left foot, hits it to the 20, down to the 10, rolling left, and they're going to down it inside the 10 near the 5-yard line.
Again, that's not some fluke there, that low kick. That's exactly what he's practiced on in the pregame, and it worked to perfection there as Cashion unable to sustain any kind of drive tonight. Now more than 90 yards away from potentially just tying this game up.
I think the term you used earlier was flip the field. Well, Pawhuska has done that now to the Wildcats, and they're going to have to go 90-plus yards for at least an equalizer, if not the go-ahead score, with 4:45 to play.
And now you're at the point there, you don't know if you're going to get another possession if you're
Line of
Cashion.
scrimmage is at the 7. Harmon retreats into his end zone, flips it out. Ball caught left, but tackled very, very quickly as the reception was made by Caden Harrell, and he didn't get much at all, maybe a yard or two.
You said it earlier. That was a good play call. They were trying to run some sort of screen there, but the speed of this Pawhuska defense just not allowing Cashion to break anything.
2nd down and a yard at the 8. 4:15 remaining in one of these two teams' season. Harmon retreats again to the goal line, throws it out left. Ball is caught. That is Manning breaking tackles. 20, 25, dragging a defender with him across the 25. He's down to the 27-yard line. Finally, he was tackled by Tyrell Richardson, but that was a quick hitter and a big gain with 4 minutes to play in the ball game.
And that's just something that Cashion hasn't been able to do much of tonight. Kind of one of their bread and butter plays there. Finally get something going, move the chains. New set of downs for Coach Lynn Shackelford and his offense to work
19 yards on the catch by Mason Manning. Harmon to throw again. Floats one left side, ball up for grabs, and it is caught at the 49-yard line. Mason Manning went up over Mason Gilkey, and he took it away for a first down on the near side boundary at the 48.
Yeah, and Manning actually still down. He came right down on his back. I'm going to guess he had the wind knocked out of him when he landed. He wanted to go back out on the field. Coach said, come over here, catch your breath. We'll get you back out there in a minute. But two huge back-to-back plays for the Wildcats.
That one goes for 21. The last two have gone for a combined 40 from their own 8 out to the 48-yard line. In their own end of the field, we speak of the Wildcats. And we get a timeout with 3:27 to play in a 6-0 ball game here late from Pawhuska. We'll pause for these messages. This is the Game of the Week presented by High Plains Insurance on Squirtle.
The Bank of Pawhuska is Husky proud and is excited to back Pawhuska High School in tonight's game. The Bank of Pawhuska prides itself on taking bold steps forward to serve Pawhuska and the surrounding communities with friendly customer service that treats you like a person, not a number.
Official stoppage of play, so no timeout. 1st and 10 for Cashion at the 48-yard line with 3 minutes to play in the ball game. Along with Michael Swisher and Neiman Nabavi, I'm Todd Miller from Ormond Beach Stadium in Pawhuska. This was a WPA project back in the 30s, and it's been home to Husky football ever since.
A lot of those around the state.
Wide receivers left and right. Harmon, one quick drop, throws left, looking again for a receiver. He's got him at the 20, to the 15, to the 10, 5, touchdown, Cashion. Landon Lagasse hit him in stride, and he pulled it in for the touchdown, and an extra point would give Cashion the lead.
You just had to think it was going to eventually happen. Cashion has just not been able to break any kind of big play, get anybody behind the defense, and when they did, they couldn't complete the pass. That time it finally happened. Lagasse got behind everybody, made the catch, broke the tackle, and Cashion has tied it up. What a big extra point coming up here.
And this is the difference when you don't always have kickers. Cashion does.
Well, here's the thing, Lance, you did the opening kickoff, and you've been over there on the bench ever since, but he puts it up.
Snap was high. Green got it down. Christensen boots it through. 7-6 Cashion with 3:28 to play. So it's 12-19 equals 6. 7-6 Cashion the score. Back in a moment on the High Plains Insurance Squirtle Game of the Week.
The Bank of Pawhuska is Husky proud and is excited to back Pawhuska High School in tonight's game. The Bank of Pawhuska prides itself on taking bold steps forward to serve Pawhuska and the surrounding communities with friendly customer service that treats you like a person, not a number, and all of the conveniences you would want and expect from your bank. The grass is really greener at the Bank of Pawhuska. Come grow with us. And remember, go Huskies. 1329 East Main in Pawhuska, member FDIC.
As a local, member-owned electric cooperative, Cimarron Electric is committed to providing the highest quality of service at a reasonable price. We're dedicated to serving our member owners with integrity, accountability, innovation, and a commitment to community. For more information, call or visit our website. Cimarron Electric Cooperative, serving Northwest Oklahoma since 1936 and powering the needs of a new generation.
How about this? With poor field position the entire evening, Cashion finally gets it done. 4 plays without going to third down, 93 yards all through the year. The first 2 combined for 41 yards to Mason Manning. The last 52 was Lagasse, who has a 96-yard touchdown reception to the playoffs. Extra point makes it 7-6. Here's the kickoff, and the return is from Hagan McGuire, and McGuire is able to get up to the 30-yard line.
That's the game of football. Cashion unable to sustain any kind of drive all night long, get pinned inside the 10-yard line. Boom, boom, boom. They're on top.
Cashion's fans, rightfully so, very, very excited, and they should be. Their defense is risen to the occasion tonight, but don't breathe too quick.
A lot
Bryce
of time
Drummond
left.
is trying to keep his brilliant career alive here at Pawhuska. 70 yards for the go-ahead score with 3:21 to play. Drummond with an empty backfield, throws it out left. Ball was caught 25, 30, 35, 40, and out of bounds near the 42-yard line. Trying to see who it was on the reception. The tackle was made by Farrow. The reception was from Cody Starr. It's a first down to the 42.
But if you're Pawhuska, this is back to now more of the offense you're accustomed to running.
4 receivers, 3 wide to the near side. Pocket holds. Drummond throws deep over the middle, and Starr is held, and that's going to draw a flag. The pass sailed over his head by about 10 yards, but there's a reason, because he was being held by Brexton Green.
Yeah, Green, again, rolled that right ankle earlier, and he's still out there fighting through it, but the receiver got behind him just a little bit, and he tugged on a little jersey and got caught on that one.
You know, I'm not really known for going out of the limb too much because I'm fat and that limb will fall with me. But I can tell you this, that both of these programs are in good shape to be 2 of the elite teams of the class next year.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, Bryce Drummond is gone. Yes, Cashion loses some big players.
Yeah.
But, man, the future is bright for both teams.
Yeah, and a lot of players on the sidelines for both teams.
At the 48-yard line in Cashion territory, Bryce Drummond empties the backfield. 1st and 10 with 3:01 to go. Now it's a jet sweep. And in trouble and dropped behind the line is Dalton Hurt. No, he's standing on his feet, but they're still going to get him for a loss. Back to the 48. They had a chance to get him about the 44.
Justice Broadbent again with a great read and gets the hit in the backfield. Slows him down enough to let everybody else come in and make the play, and we got an injured Wildcat here.
Interesting call right there. That's Jacob Farrow, who is writhing in pain with his headgear now off near midfield and that big Husky logo. And Jacob Farrow has had just a terrific night out there with that defensive unit for Lynn Shackelford's ball club. I thought that was an interesting call because you had been able to get protection for Drummond, and he was able to get a first down throw and then pass interference. Now it's going to bring up 2nd down and about 14.
I think they were just going for the surprise effect there and maybe catch Cashion expecting something completely different, but Cashion not fooled there. And Farrow, you're right, he is writhing in pain.
They have Farrow rolled over on his back, and while they attend to him, we'll take a break. 7-6 Cashion, 2:40 to play in the ball game. This is the High Plains Insurance Squirtle Game of the Week.
Dr. Matt Dieselhorst at Dieselhorst Sports and Orthopedics can help you get game day ready. Dr. Dieselhorst works with athletes of all ages, taking a coordinated approach to accelerate return to play and maximize athletic performance. His work with pros in sports training, injury prevention, bracing, functional rehabilitation, and imaging works seamlessly with his medical and surgical expertise. Get started by going to Dieselhorst Sports and Orthopedics. Let Dr. Matt Dieselhorst get you back on the field, backing all Oklahoma athletes on the field and off.
Big Finish 2020 is on at Johnson's of Kingfisher. Hi.
Well, you may be able to see it. It is not good as Jacob Farrow is being helped off to the near side. A lot of grimace on his face, and he was putting no pressure on that left leg. Drummond on 2nd and 14 to throw. Throwing deep again, left for Gilkey, and the ball incomplete. And it looked like that it came down and hit Gilkey right between the 8 and the 1, but there were 2 defenders there to perhaps distract Gilkey.
Yeah, enough to distract him and maybe even get a hand on it themselves. I couldn't see the last Cashion defender in there, but good coverage there on what was an excellent throw by Drummond.
Mason Gilkey is another one of those guys that'll be back next year for Pawhuska. In 2 years, he has 78 receptions and a total of 34 touchdowns, 26 of those coming this year. And he has 54 catches for almost 1,300 yards before tonight. Cashion has held him in check. 3rd and 14 at the 48-yard line. Snap back to Drummond. Here comes the pressure. Retreating inside the 35. Sets it up left, ball juggle, and then caught, and it's not going to go anywhere. Tackled for a minimal gain to the 49-yard line of Cashion. That was Soliano that it was doing a juggling act with the football.
And I don't think he ever actually caught the ball, so I think they called it incomplete. So it's going to be 4th down and 14 here.
This is the ball game. Pawhuska needs to get to the 37-yard line in Cashion territory. The difference, a Lance Christensen extra point, 7-6 with 2:25 to play. Here we go, 4th and 14 at the 48-yard line. Bryce Drummond to throw, has time, lobs it up deep left, and the ball is underthrown and knocked away incomplete.
Yeah, smart job there. Could have been intercepted, but he just knocks it down to the ground, and Cashion now with the ball across midfield. Another huge defensive stop by the Wildcats.
You know, one thing we haven't talked about, and I mentioned this with Shaq earlier in the week, that this season has been played with a cloud, an emotional cloud above it for Cashion, and they have not let that distract them. I mean, they love their coach, Cale Cochran. Everybody loves Coach Cochran, and, man, wouldn't that be sweet for them if they can cap this season off?
Absolutely. Just a huge emotional season for the Wildcats. And speaking of Cochran, Caden Cochran, I think possibly going to be named offensive coordinator at Southern Miss.
How about that?
I think we're going to see Cashion call a timeout here. A little confusion again.
They will take over in Pawhuska's end of the field at the 48-yard line. That's why you saw Lagasse knock that ball down, almost spiked it, because if you don't, you start back inside your own 15-yard line.
Yeah, you certainly want the ball, 30, 40 yards better field position. But, yeah, Caden Cochran, been at Emporia State. He's been at West Georgia, a couple of stops. Of course, he was a former quarterback for the Wildcats here, won a national championship, Division II national championship as a quarterback in football, and now I believe this week possibly going to be named the offensive coordinator at Southern Miss University. Cashion native right there.
That's pretty cool. 1st and 10 to the 48-yard line. So right now you can bet that the Huskies are going to get a healthy dose right here of Caden Harrell or Braxton Green or Ben Harmon on the ground. They're going to force Pawhuska to burn those timeouts. With 2:17 to play, 7-6, number 2 leading number 1. 3 tights, 2 on the left side. Out of the Wildcat formation, it is Braxton Green with running room and more. 30, angles out of bounds to the 26-yard line. And he's shoved out by Deacon Hendren and also Dalton Hurd.
What a huge play there, Green. Again, he's not at 100%, but had more than enough to get that first down. You could see as soon as he went out of bounds, he pulled up as much as he could to try to keep weight off of that ankle.
They're spotting the ball at the 25-yard line. So it is a gain of 23 for Braxton Green. And now they snap it again out of the Wildcat to Braxton Green. Green running left, spits away from contact. He's inside the 20, inside the 10. Braxton Green running laterally, finally is tackled about the 7. That was interesting because they had Caden Harrell underneath center, and they snapped it over Harrell right back into the Wildcat back.
Now, where's this been all game then? Shackelford, what have you been doing all game?
So it's going to bring up 1st down and goal to go for Cashion with 1:50 to play. And all of a sudden, the huge throng of Husky fans have gone silent, and Pawhuska will spend a timeout. I'll tell you, it is a shame whichever team loses this football game.
Yeah, and right now if you're Cashion, obviously you want to score, but you wouldn't mind scoring on 3rd down, as you can either force Pawhuska to use all of its timeouts or chew the time off the clock with the 1:46 left, because no matter what happens, it's still going to be a one-possession game, and Pawhuska's going to have a chance. So if the least amount of time you can give them, the better if you're Cashion.
Braxton Green, 39 rushing yards on the last 2 plays. How about this? Since the 3:21 mark of the 4th quarter, let's go back to the 4:45 mark in the 4th quarter when the ball was at the 7-yard line. Cashion has not gone beyond 2nd down yet, and they've averaged over 20 yards per snap from that drive 2 series ago that started inside their own 5-yard line.
I'm going to guess they've about doubled their offensive output from the previous 3.5 quarters.
It's all started because they've been able to get the ground game going. Green again out of the Wildcat. Gets the snap. running over left guard. Now he's just going to go to an knee. Pawhuska was going to let him score.
Yeah, that's
and a very heads-up play by Brexton Green.
Yeah, that's something I guarantee you Lynn Shackelford told him. It's like, hey, either we're going to make them use their timeouts or we're going to run as much time off the clock as possible.
And a timeout, Pawhuska, with 1:36 to play. So to bring up second down and goal to go at the 5. And a very heads-up play. So many times you'll see kids see the end zone. They want the touchdown. Well, guess what? Green did the right thing. That's good heads-up play by Brexton. It's also great coaching, as you mentioned, by the Cashion coaching staff. Update, they are in the fourth quarter now in Thomas. Thomas has come back, and they lead fourth-ranked Ringling 28-27. So we have 1 and 2 here and 3 and 4 in Thomas tonight, with the 2 winners playing next Saturday at 7 o'clock at UCO.
Thomas, of course, that thriller last week, and looks like they're following suit tonight, now taking the lead on the defending state champs.
Now they'll go into, looks like a kneel-down mode with 1:36 to play on 2nd and 5. They have a safety valve as they snap it again to Green, and Green gets 2 and then slides down. Clock will melt away with 1:25 and counting to play. So they are in kneel-down mode, just not the conventional victory formation kneel-down mode. Officially a yard gain to the 4, so it's 3rd down and goal to go with 1:10 and counting to play of the football game.
So now if you're Cashion, you work this play clock down inside of 5 seconds. And do you call a timeout if you're Cashion here?
I would take the delay of game. And it looks like they're going to call the timeout because they're going to snap it one more time, and then there's going to be a difference of about, I don't know if they'd have to snap it again on 4th down. Depends on how quick they get the ball spotted. So it is a timeout, Cashion, 48.5 seconds to play. And a 7-6 ball game. This has been a classic tonight. Both teams have missed opportunities. And I was going to say this earlier, Swish, whichever team doesn't win is going to lament for a long, long time about missed opportunities.
Yeah, absolutely. There's been missed opportunities on both sides of the ball for both teams. But in these close games, that's the way it is. You know, usually a team catches a break or doesn't take advantage of a potential break. Cashion just unable all game long to really move the ball with any kind of effectiveness. Boom, just like that.
And it comes back to not having a kicker.
Yeah,
absolutely.
I mean,
on those drives, you got deep in the red zone and then turned it over on downs instead of kicking field goals. Green claps his hands. He gets the snap, goes to a knee, and was hit hard almost late.
Yep.
And they can run it down to
about
3
2
seconds.
Yeah.
So they did get the ball ready for play very, very quickly, a little quicker than I thought.
So they'll take that snap and then just try to run off the final couple of seconds on the last play. Again, they need to keep their head in the game here. You know, we've seen crazy things happen, so.
Brexton Green standing about 8 or 9 yards behind the line of scrimmage, looking at the clock with his hands at his hips. He will snap it with 2 seconds to go in the ball game. He runs around, and they try to get him to the ground. They can't in Cashion. No, they're going to blow it dead with 2/10 of a second to go.
There's still a play left here.
I thought he was going to be able to keep it alive long enough to get the seconds off, but he didn't. 2/10 of a second remain.
Hey, guys, they're.
Yeah.
Hey, they're talking about whether or not they had blown the whistle. It looks like they're going to go ahead and give it a Pawhuska ball with .2.
And 91 yards from Glory.
Hey, they were working on a hook and lateral earlier in the day, so this would be the place for Pawhuska to use it.
All right, Drummer to the offense. They call it the Fast Dogs offense out there. They'll take over, actually at the 11 now is where they have it, so they're 89 yards from glory.
Had to see Stephen Wilson go out there and get Tony Wood off the field.
With 0.2 of a second to go, Drummond drops inside the 5. Bryce trying to keep the play alive, throws it deep left. Ball is intercepted. That will do it. Cashion is knocked off Pawhuska tonight. Final score 7-6 here at Ormond Beach Stadium in Osage County. And the Wildcats, you can see on the screen, mob each other near the huge Pawhuska logo at center field. 7-6 is our final score. The wrap-up is coming up next on the High Plains Insurance Squirtle Game of the Week. Guys, I'm telling you, are we off? Are we off? Am I off?
Now you're. At Maples Nixon Diesel Horse, we've helped a lot of people, and our goal was to treat each and every person like a friend. And as a friend, we've got your back always. We understand what you're going through. Being lawyers is what we do, but it's not all that we are. We care. We'll stand beside you throughout the entire legal process, not just as lawyers, but as your friends. We are Maples Nixon Diesel Horse, and we are here to help.
It's Pioneer Cellular's half off end of the year sale. Starting November 30th through the end of the year, switch and save up to 50% off any device when you visit our store. For even more savings this holiday, trade in your old phone at one of our local stores. You heard right. Switch to Pioneer Cellular for 50% off during our half off end of the year sale. For more information, visit us at gopioneer.com.
At Osage Outfitters in Pawhuska, the Western lifestyle is the only one they know. Joey and Callie have made downtown Pawhuska a destination when you want quality Western wear as well as the highest quality of Western fashion. Osage Outfitters dresses some of the toughest cowboys around, the ranch hands, day workers, and rodeo cowboys. In the ladies' boutique, you'll find fashionable clothing for a night out at the rodeo or every day working on the ranch. They know quality and will only bring you the best. The finest collections in the Western world are in downtown Pawhuska at Osage Outfitters. Go to OsageOutfittersPawhuska.com.
Chris Cochran and his whole football family are really fired up for the Cashion Wildcats tonight. Also about him joining forces with Legacy Insurance and Investments. He has taken his extensive 25 years of experience and proven customer service down to one of the historic buildings on Cashion's Main Street. Chris is an independent agent now and can shop all of your farm, personal, commercial, and life policy needs to provide you with a lot of different options. He is also licensed to assist with all of your financial planning needs like 401k rollovers, IRAs, and mutual funds. Call Chris anytime and let him go to work for you. Our partnership will be a win-win.
Hi again, everybody, and welcome back here to Pawhuska's Ormond Beach Stadium. One half of this capacity crowd really, really happy. The other half very, very heartbroken. 7-6 the final score. And there was a touchdown in the second quarter. There was a touchdown in the fourth quarter. And in between, there was a heck of a lot of defensive plays made. You're so happy for Lynn Shackelford and that coaching staff and those players down there, but you look across the way at the orange and black uniforms and your heart breaks for those kids because they played just as hard as the team that won the football game, just 7-6, an extra point the difference. And, again, I think the kicking game really did hurt Pawhuska tonight.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, as you said, and you kind of called it early on, or you had to think early on when Cashion batted down that two-point pass, would that be a play that would ultimately affect the outcome of the game? As it turns out, it absolutely did. And give it up to Cashion special teams as far as Lance Christensen. You know, he had the opening kickoff for Cashion, and he wasn't called upon again until that extra point in the fourth quarter. And that was
on a cold night.
On a cold night, and you know, that was the most pressure-packed extra point to this point of his young life. And he just stepped right up and kicked it, no problem.
Scoring to this one tonight, Jack Long capped a drive mid-second quarter on a 1-yard plunge. The try for two failed. It was 6-0. It would remain 6-0 despite very good starting field position all night for the Huskies until 4:45 to play of the ball game. Cashion started to their own 7. They got 41 yards on 2 receptions from Mason Manning. And then on the fourth play of that 93-yard drive, Ben Harmon hit Landon Lagasse in stride on the near side boundary. He went to wrestle away for the touchdown as they are shooting off fireworks here in Pawhuska.
Really glad I didn't park back there because they're getting pelted with fireworks.
Christensen with the extra point that turned out to be the difference, 7-6. Both teams really laying it all out there on the line. You could see guys from both squads limping, playing through pain, playing through some bumps and bruises in the third and fourth quarter. This was a game that's worthy of a state championship.
Yep, and it looks like Thomas did complete the comeback, so it is Thomas in the state final. But, yeah, you're right. This is, many people felt coming in that these were possibly the best 2 teams in the state. They played like it tonight. They both Warriors on both sides of the field, and it was a Cashion that just got one more play.
Ironically enough, Thomas wins 28-27. Cashion scored 28 points at a 28-7 win over Thomas back earlier in the season.
Yeah.
We're going to get a couple of guests here on the postgame show. We'll be back in just a moment. Final score tonight, Cashion 7, Pawhuska 6. This is the High Plains Insurance Squirtle Game of the Week.
Our middle daughter actually has a heart defect. And we didn't find that out until we found out when she was about 12, she had a genetic disorder. She has 2 right coronary arteries and no left. Luckily to this day, she hasn't had any symptoms, but there's always that chance that something will happen, and it's kind of scary. She has to visit the cardiologist every once in a while, more often than you and I definitely would, just to get CAT scans and MRIs to make sure everything is still going the way it's supposed to go. But every year when that happens, who knows what you're going to find. I'm extremely excited about the All of Us research program. I wanted to participate not only because I wanted more cardiology research for my daughter and for our family, but also it's definitely a huge step in the right direction that we've been waiting for a long time.
Back here on the postgame show from Pawhuska, a great one we thought it would be. Number 1 and number 2, and number 2 clips number 1, 7-6. As Cashion will face Thomas next week at 7 o'clock at UCO's Wantland Stadium in Edmond for the gold ball in Class A football. The guy that is the hero of this one, at least with the game-winning touchdown, Landon Lagasse, the junior wide receiver, joins us. And Landon, you told me before you came back on, best football game, most enjoyable game you've ever been a part of.
Yes, that was the funnest game because we never play 4-quarter games. It's always a blowout, and that was the most fun I've ever had on a football field.
I'm going to ask your coach this when he comes up here, but at halftime, you guys had to feel really good because they had dominated the first half, and you're only down a touchdown with terrible field position the entire evening.
Yeah, he just said stick to our game plan because our game plan all week was really good, really good. Our coaches are great. Said stick to the game plan, and we'll bust a play, and it happened, and we held the lead.
You guys kind of got things going with that passing game on that 90-plus yard drive, but then you got the run game going. And when you're able to run the football, this team is very, very difficult to beat.
Yes, Caden Harrow is a beast. Nobody wants to tackle him. And then they got to fill the box up with players, and it leaves man coverage, and we can win one-on-ones.
Okay, I want to talk about your one-on-one that you won for 52 yards and the touchdown. You're grinning from ear to ear. Take us through that play.
Well, I had Mason Gilkey on me, who's 400-meter state champion. And I was going to run a post, but I changed it to a fade. I just jabbed inside, beat him deep, and that was it.
You played the secondary a lot tonight. You guys had your handfuls with Gilkey, and I thought you did about as good a job as you can with that guy.
Yeah, our Coach Wood's game plan was perfect. We had a set corner on the flats and me deep, and it just worked out perfect.
You guys have gone through a lot as a team, as a community, as a school, as a program. How special is it now to get to win a state championship, perhaps?
Oh, it'd be everything. We've been so close so many times, and just to put the icing on top, it'd be everything.
Thomas, you glad to see them again?
Yes.
Congratulations, big guy.
Thank you.
Landon Lagasse, our guest here on the postgame show. The junior again had the game-winning score of 52-yard touchdown reception for Ben Harmon, and Christensen's extra point turns out to be the difference, 7-6. Our postgame show continues from Pawhuska in a moment. This is the High Plains Insurance Squirtle Game of the Week.
The High Plains Insurance Agency takes pride in keeping up with many changes in the crop insurance industry and keeping their insurers informed of these changes. The goal is to help each farmer customize their crop insurance to meet their needs. Thanks for your continued business. And remember, call Amy, Carissa, or Danny at High Plains Insurance in Medford and Loyal at 580-395-2447 or toll free at 1-800-346-4056 for a quote today.
You want commitment from your bank, you want excellent service, and you want loyalty. Bank Central National Association strives every day to give you the banking experience you really want and enjoy. Their friendly staff is here to serve you and provide you with the best service around. Call them today at 580-234-3316 or visit them in Enid, Alva, Woodward, Anthony, Kansas, or Harper, Kansas. Thank you for choosing Bank Central National Association. Member FDIC.
FloorTech proudly serves schools across the state of Oklahoma with their gym floor and janitorial supply needs.
Is your school or booster club looking for ways to fundraise? Let Downtown Threads create a custom website to showcase all your school apparel. You pick the design and the garment, we do the rest. We will handle all the payments and cut you one check when the website is closed. Call today, 580-237-7060. Downtown Threads, proudly supporting all local high school athletes.
There's a new place for fun in downtown Pawhuska. The Dry Hollow Bar might be Pawhuska's newest bar, but it's got a throwback vibe that will take you back to the early days of Osage County. You'll find your favorite wines, beers, and cocktails. Take off the chill with an Irish coffee or a hot toddy, or swing by for a Bloody Mary. Open Monday through Saturday, it's Pawhuska's upscale place to relax. The Dry Hollow Bar, 517 Kahika.
Back at the post-game show here from Ormond Beach Stadium in Pawhuska. Both teams still milling around out of the field. A classic tonight between number 2 and number 1 is expected. Cashion with a late 52-yard touchdown pass from Harmon to Lagasse. The extra point, the difference 7-6. Lynn Shackelford joins us here. Coach, you thought this was going to be a classic. I don't know that it was the game a lot of people thought we were going to see.
No, I don't think so.
But regardless, that was a great ball game.
No, it was. Pawhuska's unbelievable football team, and everybody, including myself, I thought kind of questioned a little bit of their schedule and questioned, how they would respond when they played somebody that was, as athletic as them. I thought coming into it we had a chance to be a little bit more physical than them, but I was probably proven wrong.
Shaq, you guys have not been challenged just a whole lot. 2 games.
Yeah.
Then even a couple of weeks ago in the playoffs, you're only up 20-14. Was there any sense of panic at all down 6-0? We said here on the broadcast, I thought you had to feel very good the way the first half unfolded.
No, we talked about it at halftime we were really fortunate. we did our defense a complete disservice in the first half. We put them back against the wall the whole time. So to hold them to only 6 points, I thought was kind of a win for us. And then we talked about at halftime we're going to have to figure out a way to get something going on offense. And we really couldn't. We couldn't run the ball. Their nose guard is a phenomenal player. They were really super aggressive out on the outside and man coverage. And we were able to take a couple of shots. Landon got us kind of out of the end zone with a little screen play. Then Mason makes a fantastic catch on the sidelines, and then we take a shot and we hit it. Ben was due, man, because we had. I thought we had Mason open. I think in the third quarter we missed him on a little slip screen thing we tried to do. We just. I think you lost me. We just never got anything going,
Couple of things. First of all, I want to apologize. Landon was the one of the screen pass. I said that it was Mason on both of them. It was tough up here tonight.
Yeah, I'm
to
sure.
See.
Yeah.
But Manning had a big game on that drive. So did Lagasse. I guess you figured you would have to win it going 80, 90 yards because that was your field position all evening long.
Yeah, no, it was. We were backed up the entire time, and our opening drive, we had some things going and kind of got down inside the red zone and then stalled, and then we had a drive. I think end of the third quarter, beginning of the fourth. I think we were able to put a drive together and got down. I think to the 15 that kind of stalled out again. We just never could, and credit to them. They get all the credit in the world. We just never could get any kind of rhythm offensively. We were first and long or second and long or third and long, it seemed like the whole night. And that's hard. It's hard to call plays from there. It's hard to execute because they're just pinning their ears back and they're just coming after Ben the whole time. So, but it's like I told the guy from the Oklahoman, credit our defense. I mean, they kept us in a position where one play mattered, and one play mattered.
Okay, I thought you were able to run the ball late when you had to.
Yeah.
And I think that says a lot about your kids because that was a war. A lot of people beat up on both sides
Yeah,
of the football.
no, we did some things that Pawhuska hadn't really seen. We got into kind of a little bit of a wing T formation. I kind of went back to my roots a little bit, but and just kind of tried to get something going. And I thought from probably the end of the third quarter on, we were able to move it. We just weren't able to kind of mix anything in with it, but credit our kids for making a play when we had to.
Okay, Landon says you changed the play on the 52-yarder.
Yeah.
I told you, and Michael said this too, call the play right the first
Yeah,
time. You don't have
right.
to change it. Seriously, take us through what actually did transpire, though. There.
Well, if I remember right, wasn't there a clock issue?
Yes.
So we had a post called to him on initially. We had a hitch to Brexton to the field, and then we were going to try to throw the post to Landon because he's really good at running them, and it's kind of an easy throw. But the safety that was lined up over our tight end was backed way off, and I was afraid that he wasn't going to do anything, and he was going to stand there, and we were going to throw the post, and he was going to be in the way. So during all that clock issue, we just checked it and said, hey, throw the fade, and let's see what happens. And, Ben threw a great ball, and Landon, I've said it since last year when he came out for football because he hadn't played since he was in elementary. He's got more raw talent and ability than probably anybody I've coached. And when he wants to, and he wanted to right there, he's legit.
I know that you guys and you and I talked about this early in the week. As a program, as a community, as a team, have gone through a lot this year. How special is it with everything put together to get back and play for a championship?
Oh, I think any time you can go play for a state championship, it's a huge deal to everybody. But yeah, I think internally, within our coaching staff and within our team, just what Kale's been through and kind of what we've been through. I think it adds something to it, but at the same time, it's such a big deal to go play for a state championship. And I hope we never get, and we haven't won one, so I can't imagine that we are there yet. But I hope it never gets to the point where it's kind of expected, and you don't soak it all in for what it's worth, and you don't enjoy the week, and you don't enjoy all of the things that are going to come along with it, because it's really hard to do. It's really hard to do, and winning it is really hard to do. But we're gonna go give it our best shot.
One question going into this week was how would Pawhuska respond? They'd never been in this situation in terms of going to the state semifinals. That's out the window with both you and Thomas next week, two very, very good Class A programs.
No, they are. Thomas is, Coach Ward's a great friend of mine. We talked today. We talked last Saturday. I'm sure we'll talk tonight or tomorrow morning. Bob's a great friend. Thomas is a great program. They kicked our butt in 2014 in the finals, so maybe we can return the favor. But I think if you look at Class A over the last 15 years, 10 years, Cashion, Thomas, Ringling, they're kind of synonymous with programs that have got it figured out. So it's kind of nice that we get to go play them, and it'll be fun.
No rest for the weary. Enjoy this one of the bus ride back to Cashion, 134 miles. Next time, call tails, would you?
Yeah, I lost the toss before the game too. So I'm 0 for 2 on tosses. I guess it's a good thing we got a neutral site for the finals, or we'd probably be going to Thomas.
Congratulations, my friend.
Thanks, you appreciate it.
Lynn Shackelford visiting with us here with the post-game show. That's going to wrap it up. His Cashion Wildcats on to the state finals against Thomas. A 7-6 winner tonight here in Pawhuska. For the entire broadcast crew, for Michael Swisher and for Nima Nabavi, I'm Todd Miller. We'll see you on down the line. So long from Pawhuska.